Welcome to another exciting edition of Voice of the College Nation radio show. I'm the chief host of College Genesis. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And I know I said I wasn't going to do a show tonight and everything. I said I want some rest, but I think I thought about it and I said, something. I really have to do a show tonight. I really had to do one. So I'm basically operating on really just a lot, no energy, whatever like that. But I forced myself to do a show tonight. I'm operating on no energy. I was up this morning moving to my new office space. It didn't get done all day today, so I gotta go do it again on a Thursday. I'm really upset about that. I did not go back to my office in the afternoon after I met with my team in the library because the movers forgot half our stuff. They weren't going to get done anyway, so they didn't come back. So they left this afternoon, and so there was no sense in me going up to the office after 4 o'clock. So I just went home, and got some rest. So that's why I'm able to do a show tonight because I didn't stay. I didn't go after I went to work today. I didn't go back to the office to do any preparing. There's a lot of stuff we got to do. We decided we're going to get rid of the cubicles that we have because it's. I don't know. We have a new space, but when you put everything in there, and you realize that the office is not as big as I thought it was. When some place is empty, you're like, wow, man, this place is big. But now we put the stuff in here, I realized the other place we had was actually bigger. Because the cubicles fit into the one room really nice and everything. It don't fit into this room that we have, so we got to get rid of like two of the cubicles, or we're gonna basically. We looked at smaller cubicles. We got to start all over again, for our work for our computer stations. So we got to start all over again by getting smaller cubicles and stuff like that because the room for the cubicle room is just so small. Everything it is what it is, more money out of the pocket, and everything. But good news is the moving company is not going to charge us for this move because they screwed up. And I hate doing this because it's a black-owned moving company and everything like that. I needed some good young brothers too. And so basically, I'm like, it is what it is, So Thursday, I get back at it again. They bring the rest of our stuff, and then I can move move more stuff in, get all the computers set up and everything, Wi-Fi and everything. We don't have all our plugs. Couldn't plug anything in because all the plugs are in boxes they didn't deliver. All right, so it's just a shit show today. So I'm just tired. Yeah, I really am. I'm really tired, So I'm not gonna be on here all night, but I'm gonna be on here for a few hours, and we're gonna have some discussion to talk about, because I got a real good topic that I thought about today. The reason why I did this topic because Aaron McGruder, you know who Aaron McGruder is from the Boondock series. He did a thing where he says, yeah, I'll talk about what happened on Dynasty Show. Just same thing, same stupid nonsense and everything, And Aaron McGruder said Black America has used up its moral capital, a moral credit or capital. I call it capital on the world stage. In other words, basically, whether it's white people, Hispanic people, or other Black people, are just simply uh, uh, simply not viewed with the same empathy that we did when the Martin Luther King's time. That's why when I laugh when people always say that we create the civil rights movement and stuff like that. Well, the people today do not connect you with the civil rights movement. They say those Black people are different and everything. That's when we had the moral credit, the moral authority in the world say something. Now, the way we've been acting over the last few decades and the way we show ourselves in the media, and say this is what these people are all about. Other groups of people, you take them seriously. If the bottom line, perfect example is when they pull out Megan Thee Stallion at a Black political event to try to get Black voters. They bring out this late girl out here shaking her stinking ass on stage one night. That's what I mean by our moral credit. People do not see us as the same moral people we were during the civil rights movement. We were primarily Christian. We're pretty much primarily God-fearing and hardworking people. They don't see us like that no more. So we lost our moral authority, the moral credit, that was given to us after slavery. We didn't basically a group of people that could have rose up against America, and we would have been justified. We would have been justified in hating America, rosing up, even siding with America's enemies. But we chose not to. We chose to forgive America. We chose to say we're going to make this work and get along with white people. That's who we are as a people. And the bottom line is, I don't know if that was a good thing or a bad thing, because evidently the demons that we had towards America and white people, we turned them on ourselves, and we became something that we don't even recognize anymore. Maybe it was better if we basically just went by our initial feelings, which was, the hell with this country, the hell with this place, everything like that. If we did that, I think we'd be free right now. But people say, "Oh wow, look at these people! Look at them going off to war for this country. They love the country so much that you can lynch them when they come back." They should see images of black men getting dragged through the streets, and they're still waving the American flag, willing to fight for the same country that don't give a damn about them. And so people had this thing where they gave us, they didn't call us fools. They just said these people are some resilient. They're such good people. They're such good Christians. Black America is what it means to be a Christian, or it means to be good, and all stuff like that. They lionize us and virtual signal us and all this stuff like this. And the bottom line is, we didn't benefit from none of that, any of that. And now basically that doesn't work, because people they don't care about your suffering and your thing like that. They're like, why haven't you done this? Why haven't you done that? Why haven't you done that? Well, do you understand our story? It's like, yeah, you did all that, but we didn't. The world didn't ask you to sit down and take the fact that they burned all your successful communities to the ground, or they discriminated against you. They didn't let you in public spaces. They gave you inferior education and everything like that. You chose that, right? So when the after results of the world don't look at the fact that they held us up as for ridicule and everything. While we love this country, went out to war for it, America held us up as ridicule. This is what you don't want to be like, these black people here and stuff like that. And so basically, the world does not care about our plight anymore. What I'm trying to say, our moral credit has run out. The world does not care. So if they don't care about our plight, right? They don't care about what we call racial discrimination. They don't care about the fact that you have mass incarceration. They don't care about the fact that you have a high abortion rate. And they damn sure don't care about your quest for reparations for slavery. That is gone. Any sort of sympathy or stuff like that you might have had in the past 100 years ago, that's all gone. And but a lot of black people are still running around like they still got a moral credit, a moral credit card to spend in America, in the world, and you don't. Nobody cares about you. Nobody cares about your struggle. Nobody cares about what's right and everything. People say, "Yeah, we can still get reparations, Carla." Blah blah blah. No, I'm sorry, that ship has sailed. Because the world has hardened their hearts towards us. While we're still soft and fighting for everybody else, the world has basically said, F Black America. As simple as that. Our own races and people, our own black people around the world have said F us, So if they say F us, well, that was our last holdout was the fact that there's a general consensus among black immigrants that Black America ain't shit, we don't matter, whatever like that. So if that's the case with them, that means we now have no friends. We have nobody that has our back. We have no African governments. We have no people, no states. We have absolutely nothing. That's why on Dynasty Show, some guy named Delroy tried to say, "Well, Carl, aren't you paying? Look, don't throw that Pan African shit in my face. Pan African is only for Black Americans who they want to make fools out of." And like that. Like me personally, the illegal immigrant problem is not my problem. I have no sympathy. Just like they don't give a shit about us when I have no more fucks to give. I have no more fucks to give. That is your freaking problem. That is those people's problem, right? And the bottom line is, he says, "Well, America's never gonna shoot people when we come across the border." He don't know this country very well. Right now, the political thing, the people who have been basically weaseled their way into power in America don't give a shit about anything. But there's a strong undercurrent in America that's going to one day say, look, if we, let me tell you something about white America, right? If you corner white Americans, right, you corner them, right, you're dealing with nothing but an animal. If white Americans are starting to feel cornered by this so-called immigration thing, where you're basically telling people they can come across the border and they have just as much rights, even more rights than the citizens who actually built this country, you know? Yeah, yeah, it's a. Oh yeah, look, I'm not saying, Frenchie. Let me tell you what I said. I said if I was an army soldier and I had orders to protect the U.S. border, I would carry out my duty. Just like if I became a police officer, right? And they tell me uphold the law. If the law says, do not drive around with window tints above a certain thing, and as much as I know that's going to lead to a lot of black people getting arrested, I still got to uphold the law. That's the way I am. Or I wouldn't. That's why I would never become a police officer, because I could never do that thing. I know for a fact that a lot of laws disproportionately hurt black people. But at the same time, if I'm in the military, right? If I was put on the board as an army person, and when that comes to that point, he says, "Oh, it'll never happen." Oh, really? You don't think so? You don't think so. At one time, the states went to war with each other in this country. If the America gets to that point where they see the border as a threat, whatever like that. Right now, they don't see the border as a real national security threat. They don't take it seriously. But if you get the right political people in power, and they see that border as a national security threat, they're going to put the army on the border. Now, if I was okay, I know it's hard to hear. I understand it was hard to hear. People don't want to understand the reality. I understand this is reality. This is real. There are people that in the army, right? If you put the army on the border, they've trained to kill. They're trained to, like, you come across here, this line, we're going to shoot on you. That's what they do. And it's not going to matter whether it's a woman, child, whatever like that. You cross that border, whatever like that, you are basically committing an act of war, and the army's going to attack you. As simple as that. That's the reality of what should actually happen. So all these people like, oh yeah, we just come up to the U.S. and just bum rush the border and everything. Sooner or later, there's people going to say, look, because if America doesn't, then America cease being a country. You cannot have a situation where some laws are enforced and some laws are not. They said, oh, Elvis, and they said, oh yeah, Colin, I said, no, you cannot tell me, right? Black America is the most over-policed group of people in the world. Black America. When I go to Africa, when I said people aren't every 2 seconds worried about the cop giving them a ticket, cop wrestle over stupid shit. Black America, the most policed group of people on the planet. It's everything. The law said this, the law said this. And next thing you know, you're getting a ticket, you're getting arrested, you're getting charged, whatever like this, right? But here you got a new group of people, right? They broke the law. They came to the country. They drive on our roads illegally. That's another thing illegally. They could break the law and disregard the law, but everybody else got to walk a chalk line and obey the law. You cannot have it like that. You're going to have conflict. That's going to be conflict, because sooner or later, people are like this. Why is there rules for me, not rules for thee? You understand? That's how every last single civilization have fallen. When people see that there's injustice, imbalances, unequal distribution of the law, and some people are punished, some people are not, and everything, that's a recipe for a revolution. So bottom line is, I cannot sit back and tell people, oh, everything's going to be great in the by and by. That's a fool. If I told you that, I'd be lying to you. I'm telling you right now, the people who are here illegally and everything, and their supporters, are in grave danger. The law is not fair across the board. How is it people come here illegally? They can get food stamps. They can get social services. They can get all this stuff like that. They can even drive a vehicle and hit you, right? So many people are getting killed by illegal aliens driving with no insurance or anything like that. So the bottom line is no, it's not fair. It's not fair. Baruch Kala says, all right, Brie always got these comments. Kala, U.S. whites will eventually attack. Yeah, they'll have no qualm of killing black. Yeah, the bottom line. No, the bottom line, they have no reason to attack us. Because whatever they do, they already attacked us. They already did that already. They already fought that war, and they basically said, okay, these people are just here. You know, Black America has a place in America, you know, but these people right here, and also our place in America does not threaten the power structure, you know, because we're here legally and stuff like that by the Constitution. But when you're telling me a group of people can live here and is not subject to U.S. law and everything, you are playing with fire. There's a difference. People don't accept the fact that Black America is not the same as other people who come here. It's not the same thing, you know. He said, bro, you literally have to go to court. Let's see. He said, bro, you really have to go to court because a migrant provoked me and touched me, and I had to push him, right? These migrants are on an issue. Yeah, the bottom line, they don't have to basically uh, 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 obey the law. When it's nothing against them personally and everything like that, because if I was a migrant and everything, and I know the country's stupid enough to let me come to their country and run everything. And the reason why I say this is because I'm trying to get my wife over to America, right? It's been 3 years, right? Paperwork and everything like that. I paid thousands of dollars, right? And we still don't got an answer for her. Just a court date to hear a visa just come over here, you know. And I'm doing things the right way, you know. Now, should I basically bring Isabel to the Mexican border and have her go across? You know, trust me, I thought about it. You know, come here illegally, and she claims some asylum, whatever like that. But I'll be breaking the law. And one thing, I'm a law-abiding person. So if I could obey the law and whatnot, you know, obey the law, and I choose to obey the law, and I uphold the law, why can't these people? Now you telling me the law does not matter? Law only applies to me, but it doesn't apply to these people coming across the border every day, you know? So what kind of mess is that? You know, message is that telling me? That's telling me that there's rules for thee, not for me. You know, and that's a recipe for a revolution, a civil war, a revolutionary war, you know? And it hits people who don't understand history. That's exactly how it starts. Taxation without representation, you know, unequal scrutiny of the law, you know? You guys clowning on my name's Kaka. That's funny. That's funny. That's very funny. Yeah, it's a delicate topic, but the bottom line is this. When I try to tell people all the time, don't act shocked when a lot of black people in America don't go along with this stuff because we're saying if black people go along with this stuff, it's like, oh, I know that I got no rights in this country. Every day I'm being pushed down on the margins and the gutter and everything like that. And people whose ancestors never fought for this country, never built this country and everything, got a special privilege where they can just come here and get all kinds of stuff, you know, come stuff like that, and they don't have to obey the same law that I'm subjected to every day. You know, that's crazy. You know, and if you agree with that and you're black, you are insane. You know, I wish something could happen to the illegals and stuff like that. I wish we could come to some agreement, whatever like that. But the idea of just giving people a free pass because and they broke into this country illegally is not good. I'll be honest with you. My maid that cleans my house one night, she has a whole family here now. They go down to the border and get. It's like a big business now. People pay money to get their relatives across the border and to here to safe passage and everything. They know they're gonna hook up with people like the Catholic Charities, and they're gonna be people that's gonna give them money and stuff like that. So there's an incentive for people to come over here and break the law. Catholic Charities is a legal organization. They encourage people to come across the border. You come here, and they incentivize people to come across the border, and they come across the border, and then next thing you know, they getting food stamps and relief and debit cards and stuff like that. You know, access to transportation and stuff like that. You know, and well taken care of. You know, and all they have to do is come here, you know, get to the border and whatnot. And then there's all these kind of relief agencies that's going to help them. You think that's right? No, it's not right. No, it's not right. You as an American can't go to any of those countries and just basically expect the people of these countries to freaking take care of you. You know, it doesn't matter. Illegal aliens, precious, shouldn't be committing any crimes. You know, it doesn't matter what they should not be here at all. Just being here in the first place is committing a crime. And then when they do, like there's the Venezuelan guys who kidnap a 12-year-old girl and raped her and stuff like that, that makes it even worse. You come over here, you take advantage of the stupid laws that you slip through the cracks, and then you're going to rape somebody, rape some girl or not. You're going to carjack, you're going to shoot at police and stuff like this. You know, that's just basically what that says is we have no regard, no respect for America, its people, whatever. And the government in America, the fact that people could do this, right? And the government can't protect their citizens, right? That means America is a country has lost credibility with its population. When a government loses credibility in the population, it becomes a totalitarian state. It doesn't care what the people think, you know. And then basically, what happens is people are going to revolt against that of that entity. You know, that's exactly what is going to happen. It's already happening. You know, you haven't seen anything yet. When people think if they think migrants and all these other people are so more important than the citizen here and whatnot, words, everybody know the rules. You gotta freaking obey the law, do this, pay taxes, the social contract, you know. But when people say like, I will come here, I'm gonna get all the benefits and everything, I'm not gonna contribute anything, but you know, just work and feed myself and everything like that, and you're like, you didn't even bother trying to take a chance to learn the culture, learn the language, you don't try to assimilate. You ain't thinking about assimilating. You know, you got a whole group of people here who have no intention of trying to assimilate into American society and culture. They're just here for the benefits. You cannot have that. You can't have a parasitic class. That is what it is. You know, it hurts people's feelings, man. I'm sorry, but I got to tell it like it is, you know? So, but back to our topic tonight is, has Black America's moral credit run out? I think it has. I think Black America's moral credit has run out, you know? And because the bottom line is this, nobody takes Black America serious anymore. Nobody cares about us. And also, you know something, a lot of people know, a lot of white Americans know, if they really have, you could convince enough white Americans that the only people that's going to be hurt by illegal aliens is Black people, they'll welcome that. You know, I really do believe that. If they could replace Black America with these people who can't speak the language, who can't do nothing but just work for low wages and stuff like that, they're like, oh wow, that's what I'm talking about. There's people that really think like that. That America, Black people have no rights, and we're not human like white people are. So we should just be glad that we're here. You know, we should just be glad that we're here, and don't say anything. Just be quiet and everything. We don't care what you have to say. We don't care about your feelings. We don't care about your thoughts. We don't care about your input. That's why it's funny when I get people like Whoopi Goldberg talk about, we Americans. When did we become Americans like they are? You know, we have never been that thing. We're always Black people in America. You're black. You're Black in America. That's what you are. You're not an American. You're a Black person in the American system. You're first and foremost Black. You know, and that's what you need to understand. So therefore, if America has problems overseas and everything, I'm sick of them basically knowing Black America's moral credit is run out, right? They'll still bring a Black person up and say, hey, look, these Black people, like, let me give you a perfect example. I mean, when the Iraq War, first Iraq War broke out, what they always do is they always go to Black people on the street. What do you think about Saddam Hussein? Well, yeah, that's right. He's a brutal dictator and whatnot. And then what that they do is they take that Black image of a Black American, right, and plaster it across the world. See, even our Black Americans think Saddam Hussein has to go. Now they know an average white person in America is going to have that view. Yeah, he's a dumb Arab, whatever, like this. But they said, look, this is our victory. Look, we got Black people, you know, supposed to be the most oppressed. And then at the same time, why? Because historically, these people in the Middle East have always tried to reach out to Black America, you know. So I say, my proof is when the Iran hostage crisis happened, right? And when they took over the U.S. embassy, what the student revolutionary group in Iran did was it basically all the Black people that worked at the embassy, they released them. Now, why did they release the Black people that they held hostage? The rest of embassy was still in negotiations until Ronald Reagan took office. The embassy was overtaken by radicals, Islamic revolutionary radicals. The Shah was overthrown. But when they took over the embassy, the United States American embassy in Iran, in Tehran, they said to the black people, "We have no problem with you. We have no problem with you. You have never done anything to anybody, so we're gonna let you go." Now, them days are gone. Now, if you're black and you get caught up in a situation, they're gonna kill you just as fast as they kill a white person. You say, "So, why am I dying for something I never benefited from?" You see what I'm going with all this? Why should I die for something I didn't get a chance to enjoy the fruit? I never got a chance to enjoy the fruit of being what it's like to be an American. That a lot of white people understand that because America is such a great country, whatever like that, there's envy and jealousy around the world towards Americans, right? They know that. Most white people know that. They'll tell you all the time, because I grew up with them, right? Like, yeah, I know they hate us Americans over there. And I always say, no, they hate you over there, not me. And they'll tell, no, you're an American too. I'm only American when they need us to go along with them. They'll say they hate us Americans. Oh, who's us? And so therefore I always say, I think they're talking about you, white Americans. I'm talking about black Americans. And the proof was, when that Iran thing happened, right? I always point to that. They let the black people go, and they kept the white people there. That's happened a lot of times in history too, where basically the only time black people are in trouble, like when they're on the battlefield or something like that. But other than that, for the most part, black people aren't really targeted overseas. As far as people who are anti-American, they don't see us as Americans; they see us as victims of America. Like Malcolm X said, we are victims of America. Why? Because we had the moral, that moral authority. These people went through a lot, and they're good people and everything like that. Now the world don't see us as that. They see us as gangster rappers. They see us as thugs. They see us as hoodlums. They see us as welfare moochers and people who complain all the time, people who are violent and everything. And so we have run-ins with other people of color and people around the world. We don't like anybody. Black America can't get along with anybody, And so therefore what happens is people just say, look, these people ain't worth it. And and what happens is over the years, a lot of people around the world have adopted the white person's vision of who we are. In places like Japan, where those black people were there causing all America's problems. No, America started all these problems, right? But you ask the people around the world, what's the problems in America, right? They said because America got all these black people, they're slave descendants. They're the ones ruining the country. No, it's not white people who made bad decisions and stuff like that, bad policy. It's the black people in there. That's what America has convinced a lot of people about. Even that guy Delroy today. Oh, I don't believe America would do that. Like, these people come over here, foreigners, and really believe America is this just country that they could, and they probably have anti-black America feeling, right? But they'll never say America's a bad country. Does he understand America right after the Civil War was over, right? America actually sat down. Lincoln thought, well, what do you do with these ex-slaves? It was considered to friggin' just round us all up and just execute us, whatnot, and said, what are we going to do with these ex-slaves? 4 million of them, just kill them. And Lincoln actually considered it. And then they said, no, it'll be a blight on our civilization, Baruch said in the early 70s, the book entitled "Who Needs the Negro?" Sidney Williams said, as you say, whites are okay with illegal immigrants is only hurting black people. They can be pride to annihilate. Yeah, I'll tell you, I know that. I know white people. I know white Americans. I know how they think. If illegal aliens are like they're hurting black people or whatever like that, they do not care whatsoever. But if it seems like it's hurting them, like with this crime and everything, but it's never reached that point where white people feel threatened by these people. The people that are real threatened by illegal aliens are black people, because black people are being replaced, Yeah, Delroy's like, I'm in Atlanta. And you're like, dude, what am I gonna do? We're gonna meet and put the gloves on and have the fifth cup and fight it out, whatnot. Delroy, you freaking clown. Like I said, I'm a ringmaster. This is a circus of deadly clowns. Anytime, let me tell you something. Anytime when somebody gets so mad that they got threatened violence, where they can't articulate themselves, you know they lost. You know they lost an argument. When somebody has to get down to violence and stuff like that, you never hear me threaten violence on this platform to anybody. No one ever accused me of that. You know, the bottom line is when you have to threaten violence because you can't make your point, that means you lost. You don't have an argument. You know, I told him, I said, look, yeah, it's very possible that if you corner white Americans, I know them, you corner white Americans, and white Americans are starting to feel cornered on a lot of stuff. This taking over of our energy, trying to make everybody buy electric vehicles. This the LGBTQ stuff and everything. Then I said something about Elvis. I made a point. I said, "Look, what's up, Dave?" Yeah, I said I made a point about the LGBTQ. I said, "Look, you said fracking is bad for health and all stuff like that. So is HIV/AIDS." They said, "Well, everybody gets HIV." No, the stats are. You Google it right now. The one in the heterosexual men that have AIDS is like 1 in 30. With gay men, the stats is like 1 in 5. So it's definitely a gay transmitted disease. And so, therefore, instead of treating it like a threat to public health or people having sex like that and banning it, right? Like they ban people from going in public without a thing. You cannot talk about somebody's sexuality, That's who they are, And I said to myself, Elsa, he goes, yeah. He goes, the government should fund medication, The guns should for gay. Yeah, look, if like they put that kid, the farmer bro, remember him? Drink, whatever, Shrinko. They put him in in jail, right? Or some stock thing, right? They hate him because he found the cure for HIV, whatever like that, right? And he said, "I'm going to charge $700 a pill," and that was just too much for these tyrannical pro-gay and gay people. How you don't love human life? Yeah, we love human life, but if you want to do that nasty illicit stuff, you're going to pay the price. Why don't you come up with $700 a pill? If you need $700 a pill, if you can't do that, then stop, alter your lifestyle. When you go to the doctor's office, they'll tell you, well, you got to drop 20 pounds. You got to stop eating this, stop eating that. But when it comes to gay people, what's causing it? Oh, we can't mention that. Why? Because you're offending the thing. What if somebody was overweight and basically like me, I was overweight, the doctor said, yo, you got to stop eating this, stop doing this, or you're going to die and everything. And what happened was I lost 100 pounds, saved my life, But the gay people don't want to give anything up, their lifestyle has to be subsidized by us, the taxpayer, and the ordinary people. And then not only that, do you go to jail if you basically spread that disease on it? And now they try to say you don't have to disclose your HIV status, right? This is crazy. And this is what they're doing. So bottom line is this insanity that's going on in this country, right? Where no one has responsibility and everything like that. But bottom line, if you go out there and say, I don't want my kids learning that there's like 20 genders, they'll come and take your kids away and put you in jail. Okay, is that fair? Is that just? No. Good laws have to be based on justice. They have to be just and right. When you have a system where one group of people have their way of thinking, and they don't give a damn about how they hurt and who they hurt and everything like that, and other people basically don't have to obey the law or whatever like that, or the law basically looks the other way, whatever like that, you have a recipe for a revolution. Massive dissatisfaction. You have a recipe for a bloody revolution. And that's what I'm trying to tell Delroy. Oh, no, Kyle, it'll never happen in America. You don't know America very well. This is a country that dropped 2 atom bombs on in Japan, or Hiroshima and Nagasaki. That's America. This country is capable of anything, if they're cornered and pushed to the limit, And just like they're attacking people in the UK right now, people say, oh, that's not going to happen in the UK. Now, every day, I just put a video on the Vice show how black people are fleeing Europe and left and right all over Europe. Black people are being attacked, in every European country. They're just fleeing, you know. Why? Because somebody told them, "Oh man, we can go to Europe. They ain't gonna do nothing. We can just go there and like that." Now the people, and what happens is this: the government has gonna have to make a choice. Either they protect the Africans and be overthrown, or basically just turn a blind eye to a thing. And so the African population is in real serious danger in Europe. And the same thing can happen in America. The only thing stopping that in America is the large numbers of African Americans here. That's the only thing stopping it. People don't realize that. They say, "What about black?" No, white America is not going to attack black America. For instance, like, we're okay in England. Yeah, you're okay. I mean, okay, but why would you want to? I don't understand. Well, how can anybody want to live? Every time I look up, you see people in the UK talking about, "I'm scared to go out," and whatnot. Even though you're not attacked or whatnot, but the fact that you got to look over your shoulder, and so like, why would you live like that? I would much rather be back in my own country building, and then basically sitting in England talking about everything's all right. That's just me. That's just me. If I thought I was going to be attacked every day here in Virginia, I moved back to New York. That's how I am, because I got a comfortable life here, good, whatever here. There's large numbers of black people here, middle class black people here. I feel safe, and I have a social life. But the moment I feel like I can't step out my door and stuff like that, and I'm constantly getting the racial insults and everything like that, it's time to leave, Bruce says, "Kyle, a minute ago, you believe that whites would not be agitated to kill so-called native black because their mindset of blacks is they're part of it. There's nothing they had that. Trust me, white America has thought about that. They had the Ku Klux Klan, the neo-Nazi movement, and everything like that. And what happened was the culture in white America changed. Right? They got to know who we are. One of the things that that happened over the years is the perception of black men, right, which everybody knows racist, right, of black men being rapists and black men after white women. We lust after white flesh and everything. And they figured that a lot of that was white men projecting themselves onto us. No one believes that anymore. That was the root of everything in America. This fear of the black male penis, the fear of the black male rape or impregnating white women. And it's not happened. Interracial marriage between black men and black women are very rare. So the white people are like, "Oh, geez, man, I don't see a lot of mixed couples. Black men, for the most part, like being with their own women." So that right there is like 90% of the racial tensions in this country. They got black people are more concerned about living in mixed neighborhoods or their own neighborhoods. They're not trying to move into white neighborhoods and be next to white people and everything. We don't give a shit about them. Another thing is culture. Black people have their own culture, their music and everything. It's white people that come to us for the entertainment, right? I mean, perfect example I'm talking about. Remember years ago, there was a TLC song, No Scrubs. Remember that song, TLC, No Scrubs? Now, I remember when that song came out in 1999, right? And it was just so cute because you had teenage white kids. They were adorable. And they were calling each other scrub and basically taking on black America's vernacular and stuff like that, And so we're looking at this like, I thought y'all said we want to be y'all and stuff like that, like that. And it seems like they want to be us. So that is what changed in America, the perception, the perception of what's cool is being black, So therefore, white America is not anti-black like they used to be. Why? Because black people, the icons they listen to and everything, their favorite rappers, 50 Cent, whoever like that, are black. A lot of the movies, Black Panther movies, the highest grossing Marvel character in history, $1.2 billion, Bottom line is this. So black people basically broke a lot of barriers in America that we don't have that thing where white rednecks will not. But other foreign people, they don't know. They don't know what the real intentions of these illegal migrants from Venezuela, these migrants from Africa and stuff like that. They don't know who they are, And so therefore it's a different thing, They already know, they know who Black America is. They know what we want. They have an idea who we are, Yeah, that song was good, but you had white kids out there singing that song, calling each other scrub, and then they had the Sporty Thieves had a comeback song called "No Pigeons," right? And you had these white boys calling these white girls pigeons and whatnot, and chicken heads and all stuff like that, and call them hoes, chicken heads and whatnot. They're using black lingo and everything. So this idea that black people are some enigma in America is not there no more. The black culture is like the center of American culture right now. So bottom line, white people adopted black people's themes and records and stuff like that. So black people are a major part of American culture. It's not like it was before. You can't compare Black America to other people that come here. We're not these group of people sitting around like this. We're just people in America that have a real impact on what's going on in this country. We're not the same as other people. Brody, I hope you could. You feel, no, I don't want your number. No, I don't want to give you mine. I mean, white girls were singing that shit, hanging on the side of his best friend, right? Because we in Virginia Beach, right? At the time, we go down to the strip, right? And you see white boys driving around with convertibles in their Jeeps and stuff like that, right? And the white girls be like, oh, no, you're a scrub. You're sitting in your best friend's ride and stuff like that. So that shows you the cultural impact black music had on the popular culture. So like this. So the bottom line is, so Black America is definitely part of the American culture. We're not some vagabond outcasts and everything. They couldn't do it if they want to. It's just too late. Now, some of us wanted it to be like that because we never wanted to be part of American culture and everything. It is what it is. But now I'm seeing the benefit of all that. I didn't like it back then when, you had white people. I'll be perfectly honest with you, right? I never liked the fact that white people listen to hip hop. I never liked that. When I was growing up, we thought hip hop was only supposed to be for us. So when you see white people doing hip hop and rap and everything like that, when I was coming up, I'm a Gen Xer. When I was coming up, it was like frowned upon. We only had certain type of white people that were in hip hop. Those are white B-boys, that were down with us and everything. But having the masses of white suburbia talking our lingo and stuff like that, we did not like that. I say, look, you guys got to stick to your heavy metal, stick to your headbanger music and everything. And we got this over here. We want that clear line. And we made it clear we didn't want them in. Even right now, the best rapper I know is Eminem, right? But he still knows he is never going to get that respect, even though that's what he wants more than everything. Eminem wants respect. Think of white people like Eminem. He by all measures, I look at his best song is that 8 Mile Road. That was Eminem's best song. Rakim even said that, that's a genius as far as lyrics and rhyme skill and stuff like that. But black people do not want to give him that title. Why? Because he's white. And so they're like this. White people, Mufasa, as I recall, a large numbers of suburban white people came over to hip hop from Eminem, right? There was always white people that lived in the inner city, hung around black people that was in a small number, And then you had the ones that patronized gangster rap from the West Coast and everything. But New York and everything like that, white people didn't really get down with black people like that, So what I'm saying is, yeah, white people did look down on rap or not. Then Eminem sort of legitimized rap to a large numbers of white people. When that movie 8 Mile came out and whatnot, and people started doing. We had white boys out here doing rap battles and everything like that. So black people are definitely part of the culture, of America. A powerful part of the culture. So this idea, well, are you afraid something like that's going to happen in America? No, they would lose. White America knows that they don't have the moral credit to take black America out like that. They never did, because the world would side with us if it really came down to it. They know that, Has black America lost moral credit, run out? Yeah, I think it's run out. We didn't spend it right. We didn't use it on building our own infrastructure and institutions like we should have, Mufasa said, how many people really hung around black people? Yeah, it was very rare. But that's the thing I don't understand. A lot of white people didn't hang around black people, but They knew every rap lyric. They knew everything. Let me, for a perfect example, what I'm talking about. We used to hang out with these white chicks, right? Back in the days, right? You go into the house. These are like suburban ass white girls. We had this thing where they love partying with us brothers, man. And a lot of these Hooter chicks and whatnot, because like a lot of us worked at Hooters and whatnot. We used to go party with these Hooter waitresses and whatnot and everything. Doing our drugs and shit like that, getting drunk and everything. And they always pull out their CD collection, right? And I'd be like, damn, man, you got damn KRS. What do you know about goddamn KRS-One? What do you know about J. Rue the Damager and all these lined up people case? I never seen black people with a CD case with CDs. White people would buy their kids all this stuff. That's where the money was at. These white suburban kids collected every rap record. They sitting there listening to this stuff day and night when I pick up the lyrics. And I had this one clown, Andy, white boy, Andy, right? He wanted to be, and to be honest with you, man, my boy Dustin, a white kid, he's really good right now. He's an MC, right? And he was like the most redneck dude, but he became an MC. He's good. And he's a DJ. And he does concerts in Virginia Beach, right? He got Ghostface Killer. He got the Wu-Tang. He got several other people. He packs out this place. I forgot the name of the place, right? And he basically get them to do a show, whatever like that. And he said he makes like what, $5,000. He pockets like $5,000 per show. He splits it with the artist, right? He said you can get Redman for $5,000. He said, yeah, we got Redman and whatnot. He wanted me to do security with him a couple of times, But these are white kids that grew up. I call Dustin Elvis, right? Because he reminds me of Elvis. He's like a white black dude. He reminds me of Elvis. So basically, yes, white people basically, some white people do hang around black people, not all of them. And they just took hip hop as their own. You had a CD case. If you're black, I seriously doubt that. I know most black people did not have a CD case. I just know for a fact, most black people never, you probably had 1 or 2 CDs. White people have the whole library of shit in there, Black, I have yet to see a black person that had a friggin' CD case of friggin' rap records and everything. Now you did see record collections when records were big. You had black people like, look at my record collection. They had crates and records. That was big when the CDs came out. We never transitioned to CDs. We never created CDs. We were still like records and cassette tapes. In the early days of hip hop. That's just the truth. Because those white kids that were buying that stuff made rap a legitimate force in America. You had a CD case, Mufasa? Come on, man. Most of the Negroes were broke back then, man. We didn't have no damn CD cases, We buy a CD and then end up using it as a drink, place our drinks on or whatnot. You know how it goes. Come on. Ain't nobody had no damn CD cases. That's something white people did, I'm just seriously, as I saw, if you did, DVDs are different. I'm talking about CDs, record CDs. I had the Wu-Tang album, the double album that came out in '97. I had that. I never had enough CDs to justify a CD case, but I did have a lot of CDs. But they'd be all around the house and shit like that, here, there, and I have a record, a CD player right now. I still got to this day, where I could load up 5 of them in there and then in rotation. I still got it to this day right here in my room. That's what I had. Other than that, they just basically just on the counter in the house, whatever like that. But white people, they had that shit so organized. You go there, they got a freaking library, like 3 cases of CDs. And when I was like, yeah, that's white people shit, People order CD, black music, And they're like this when they monetized. They were the ones who monetized our music. Let's be honest with ourselves. We didn't make the rappers rich. I'm just telling the truth, Frenchie. I'm just basically telling the truth. We didn't make rappers rich. They were not basically marketing hip hop to Black America. They need you to give it validation and credibility. Other than that, it's going right to the suburbs and the record stores in the suburbs and everything. Yeah. See, Myra Shai is being honest. She said I had Destiny's Child cassette tape. I had Destiny's Child. No, I never had Destiny's Child. I couldn't stand them, man. No, I didn't have Destiny's Child. I couldn't do that. I did have Aaliyah's Romeo Must Die CD, and they had a couple songs from Destiny's Child on there. I thought that was good. Carla had a Flintstone Walkman. I did have a Walkman, man, but why you gonna say Flintstone Walkman? Come on. That all happened so fast. People were using Walkman up into the 90s, the cassette tape up into the 90s, right? And so therefore the CD just came out of nowhere, man. And I really never got into them because I was still taping shit off the radio and whatnot, my cassette tapes and shit, because CDs in cars weren't really popular back then either. You had cassette tapes still in cars in the 90s. So this guy did. So where would you play CDs at? So bottom line, Negroes, sit down. You didn't. We didn't contribute to the booming of hip hop. It just didn't happen. Yeah, black people were relevant when people had Walkmans, and their cassette tapes. That's when black people were relevant. And because the cassette tapes were distributed on the street corners and nickel and dime stores and stuff like that. When the CDs and the distribution and all that stuff like happened, that was really white suburban money. When MTV promoted an album, whatever like that, you talk about big ass money. It was not no freaking thing. The Walkman was shit. I had Michael Jackson's Thriller. The Thriller LP on Walkman. That was my first album. It was a tape, and I had Thriller. I had a Sanyo Walkman. It was like a little bigger than a Sony Walkman. I had a Sanyo one. I got it for Christmas one year. I love that thing, man. It was the same thing as a Sony Walkman, but just a little bigger. We had CD players. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. Stop. Ain't nobody, no black people had no damn CD players back in the days. It just didn't happen. The point I'm trying to make is that black people did not, black people are very influential in the culture of America. They can't just say, turn on us just like that. It doesn't work. That's the only thing good that came out of the black culture in America, is that black people became a staple. When I tell Baruti, black people are entrenched in America, No, we had more bills in New York. We had to pay bills. We in New York, we had to pay bills. We weren't gangbanging and we didn't sell drugs like that in California, bro. So we were just poor in New York. I was like middle class, but my parents thought there was something more important than spending money on our damn CDs and shit like that, and all stuff like that. It just didn't happen. The CD didn't come out until I moved to Virginia, so CDs didn't come out until I moved to Virginia, and I didn't know how to adjust to that, because it was like, part of it, Mufasa, is this. Back in the days, we used to have a DJ called DJ Red Alert, right? And we used to stay up all night to tape Red Alert, right? And then spring it on our homies, our people. Look, I got Red Alert. See this boom, 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 like that. And we would probably bootleg shit whatnot, people doing concerts and blah, blah, blah. Matter of fact, I heard Rakim for the first time. My boy Chris C. Butter, he's on my DeVille radio station. They got a show on Saturdays on DeVille radio station. If you watch it, it's the Show Butter Experience. They're freaking phenomenal DJs, But we grew up together. I first heard him when he did a thing in summer '85 in Wyandanch, Long Island. Rakim was on the mic. He was basically singing "Check Out My Melody," and on tape. It was on tape. So that was big back then. People had mixtapes and tapes they were selling, and we liked that. So when the CD came out, the mixtape circuit dried up. We were in New York. We were still about the mixtape circuit. So CDs allow white people in mainstream America to access this culture of music. We were just in New York, like we didn't care about CDs when we got, I got 20 hours of Red Alert, DJ Red Alert, stuff like that. Baruti says, Kala, your views on U.S. whites are interesting. I agree with some views, but I disagree with. What don't you agree with, brother Baruti? I basically say, look, man, the bottom line is the only reason why illegal aliens are not, it's not cracked down because they really don't think white people don't really think they're a threat to them, you know. But when they do, when they do, it's going to be hell to pay. Trust me, it's going to be hell to pay in this country. Right now it's like a ticking. White America is like a ticking time bomb, ready to explode. So I don't even want to. If Kamala wins, I don't even want to be here. To tell you the truth, I might just make a beeline to Canada or South Africa or someplace like that. I don't know. A lot of people tell me they just don't want to even be here to deal with this shit. If Kamala wins or whatnot. That's just the truth. You got a lot of people like Delroy, immigrants. They think everything's fine and dandy. They're not really American. Delroy doesn't understand this country. Oh, I know this country better than you, Colin. No, you don't. You don't know America better than I do. That's obvious. I know this country. I know America. I know the good point and I know the bad points. And the racism shit, is his bad points, and it could flare up at any time, Will I flee if Kamala wins? Nah, I know, but I just won't be comfortable because I know what's coming down the pike. There's going to be racism. Like when Obama won that second term, right? That's when all hell broke loose in this country. First of all, they were furious. People had underestimated the furiousness when Barack Obama won, right? Then when he got that second term, that's when George Zimmerman happened. That's when Michael Brown happened and Trayvon Martin. That's when Alton Sterling's happened, all under Obama's watch. All those killings and everything happened under Obama's watch. Why? Because a lot of racists felt like they can't get to him, so we gotta be so people have to die just so this mutt we call president. Somebody's not even black or whatnot. I'm sick and tired of it. Kamala's not black right now, so why should I take a bullet for this chick? That's what I'm talking about. Don't use our name. I want to make it clear to a lot of white people. Kamala does not represent these ignorant black people that are caping for her, and they're basically trying to use. And that's another thing. Obama used Black America's moral credit to run on. He says he's not, but he basically ran on Martin Luther King, civil rights, and everything like that. And what the moral credit does is triggers white guilt. So a lot of white people voted for him based on the historical injustice of black people. They thought they were making them right rules for slavery and stuff like that. And he's not even a slave descendant. He benefited from something his ancestors didn't go through. Now Kamala could do the same thing. Oh, we're gonna have a first black woman as president. Blah 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 blah. She's not African American. She's not even black at all. But some of the media label her as a black woman, right? So they got white people out there like, yeah, if we elect her, well, that means I'm not a racist. Whatever. You'd be surprised how many white people thrive who are tricked by white guilt and stuff like that. And they're like, because they know. Let me tell you something. Those white people know no matter who's in office, they'll be all right. So they don't really take this shit seriously, who's in office and everything. Even the foreign policy, if she screws up with it, like they have this idea this country is so invincible and always stay together and everything, Yeah, you could say she's not black. Yeah, millions of black people say she. Yeah, the bottom line is it doesn't make it a fact. She has no African ancestry. So how can you be black? I define black as you having black African ancestry, particularly slave ancestry. You don't have that, you're not black. I don't care what people think you are, You can believe all you want to believe, but she's not black. I believe somebody black people believe. Black people are ignorant. That's why the bottom line is we're not getting any place. And then let's say they vote for her and then nothing happens. They'll be like, man, just like Obama. I thought you were going to do something. We elected her. Her father's not black, bro. Mufasa, her father's not black. Her father is like an Indian mixed with Irish and everything. He's not black. He's not black at all. Her father's not black. It has nothing to do with black people, And just because you're on Jewish, people don't say there's communities like hers that come from slaveholding societies that lived in Jamaica. That don't mean just because somebody's from Jamaica don't mean they're black. If people think Jamaica, they think Marcus Garvey and whatnot, Jamaica has a large white population, a racist population, So bottom line, no, she's not black. She's not African. She's not black. She's not a black woman. Michelle Obama's black. You know, Ketanji Jackson is black. You know, that's a black woman. Stacey Abrams is black. Kamala Harris is a white woman, Indian, whatever the heck she is. She's not black. She's not an African woman. She's not black whatsoever. You cannot see. And that's another thing. Just because somebody say they're black people come in all different shades and colors and everything like that. But it don't mean necessarily. You got people, Indians, who are darker than me, but they're not African. Don't mean they're African. You know, you may be like, I know a lot of Indian people say, I'm black too. You may call yourself black, but you're not African American. You're not one of us. You didn't have our ancestry. Her father is not black, Mufasa. What part of that don't you understand? Do I got to play a video to embarrass you? He said he's not black. You know, what else did he say? You guys always would project something on people. They don't want to be with you. They say like this. Look, he said he was black. I saw the interview. Kamala's dad. I'll find it for you. He says, you don't want to listen, you know. You know, you don't want to listen, so I gotta find it for you. You know, I hate talk a good brother, but sometimes you gotta embarrass people. You know, well, Kamala is not black. Her father is not black. Kamala's dad. The dude is not black at all.
Kamala Harris, she had that radio interview with Breakfast Club. It was released. We talked about it. She admitted that she smoked pot when they asked her if she was pro legalizing marijuana. She said, of course I smoked marijuana. Half my family's from Jamaica. Are you kidding me? Well, her own father had a problem with that. But listen to what she said on the Breakfast Club.
They say you oppose legalizing weed.
That's not true.
I know.
and look, I joke about it, half joking. Half my family's from Jamaica. Are you kidding me?
You ever smoked?
I have.
Okay.
Like I inhaled. I did inhale.
Okay. It's really hysterical for the former attorney general of that state to talk about doing something illegal, laughing about it, giggling about it, and trying to get some traction for it. Among the people that were upset by it, her dad. Donald Harris from Jamaica, an economics professor at Stanford University, says this: my dear departed grandmothers, as well as my deceased parents, must be turning in their grave right now to see their family's name, reputation, and proud Jamaican identity being connected in any way, jokingly or not, with the fraudulent stereotype of pot-smoking, joy-seeking, and in pursuit of identity politics. Man, what a blast at his daughter who wants to be the next president.
No kidding. He added... and he had sent this statement to Jamaica Global Online. He said, speaking for myself and my immediate Jamaican family, we wish to categorically disassociate ourselves from this travesty. The campaign had no comment as of yesterday. It should be pointed out that Kamala Harris's parents divorced when she was younger, and her mother raised her and her sister.
But her father still had a big part of her life, according to reports.
Today she'll be with Al Sharpton in New York City, trying to do her best to get the African-American vote. And they'll be at Harlem at Sylvia's. So we'll see if she's going to comment on that.
Bottom line, she's playing black people, you know. I'm black, well not. Yeah, I smoke weed, I eat collard greens, all stupid stuff like that. What does Jamaicans eat collard greens, you know? You guys think that you're being played. I know you're smarter than this.
Is Kamala Harris's father Jamaican? Well, a few days ago, I did an interview right here on my YouTube platform where I spoke with immigration expert Erwin Clare, looking at the Jamaican diaspora response to Kamala Harris being the presumptive presidential nominee for the Democrats. And I noticed that in the comments, there were some comments that were saying that she does not have Jamaican heritage, her dad is not from Jamaica. The aim of this platform is not only to inspire, but always to educate and to inform, and to do so in a non-partisan approach, meaning we're not taking any political sides. So with that, here are 10 things about Kamala Harris's father. Number 1, Kamala Harris's father, Donald Harris, was born in Orange Hill near Brownstown in the North Coast Parish of St. Ann in Jamaica. He was born on August 23, 1938 to parents Oscar Joseph Harris and Beryl Christie Harris. 2, as a young man, Donald Harris's love of economics took him to the University of the West Indies. Then in 1961, he moved on to the United States, where he went to read for a PhD at the University of California, Berkeley. There, he received his PhD in 1966 and then later became a prominent economics professor who taught at the prestigious Stanford University. 3, according to the Washington Post, Harris also took an interest in the civil rights movement alongside Kamala's late mom, Shamala Gopalan, who was also an immigrant. She came from India. The couple got married in 1963. 1 year later, in 1964, Kamala was born. And then 2 years later, her sister, Maya, was born. 4, her father and mother, according to the Washington Post, had a bitter divorce and then a tough...
Let me say something. Fasa, Harris is not a black name. It's an Irish name. You know, her father is part Irish and part Indian. That's what he is, you know. In fact, that he's a descendant of slaveholding Irish on the island. He has no African ancestry. You know, he's Indian and he's from like India and also Irish. You know, he does not have any African ancestry, known African ancestry. Harris is not no damn thing like that. Marcus Garvey, you might as well say Garvey was is a black name. No, Garvey is an Irish name. You know, Jamaicans were colonized by the British and the Irish and everybody else. That's why they have names like Irish, Harris, and stuff like that. That's why. You know, so I'm playing the facts for you. You know, the bottom line is they don't have things. He's not a black person. You know, you can't sell him to us as black. You know, it's not going to happen. It's like you people sold us on Barack Obama. You know, it's not emotion. It's not emotion. It's just facts. They are not black. They're not black. You know, they're not black like you. You're black, Mufasa. You know, if you put you and Kamala in the same room, nobody would think you two are the same race. Nobody would think you were related or whatever like that. That's how you know somebody is not black. We are diverse, but not that diverse, you know. Kamala's straight up, she's almost near white. She has more white ancestry than she does black ancestry, if she has any at all. And the bottom line, it's not enough for her to take our moral credit. Did you think Kamala deserves our moral credit? Nobody I know classifies her as black. That's a problem. Everybody, she's only considered black because she's running for president, and there's a certain moral credit to doing that. You know, she could run on the civil rights movement, slavery. That belongs to Black America. That's our posterity. Everybody just comes in and they just want to be black when it's convenient for them. It don't work like that. So you people like this, that's why you wonder, geez, why don't we have anything? And so I don't hear nothing about anybody talking about we don't get no respect. No, you don't respect yourself. You know, she's not black. You know, and the bottom line is this, she does not, if she has one drop of black blood in it, that does not give her the right to claim the moral credit that Black America, whatever moral credit Black America still has. Barack Obama used our moral credit to get himself in the White House or whatnot. They go around black people and that because they know white people will vote. If you perceive as black, you're going to get that white guilt vote. And support from that, you're going to get support from black people, and you're going to get that white guilt vote. That's using black people's capital, and you're not black. Well, you don't have to friggin' deal with the reality of being black. she doesn't have to deal with the reality of living like a black woman in this country. She also, you look at who she's married to. She's married to a white man. That's who she's with. That's who she is. You know, she didn't marry no black man. You know, I'll give Barack Obama one thing. At least he did marry a black woman. You know, and so bottom line, that's why we all gave Barack Obama a pass for being mixed, because he did marry Michelle. That's what sold us on Barack. You know, he at least knew that. He had to get a black woman. You know, Barack Obama never got elected or support from black people if his wife was white. You know? So I'm just trying to tell you, Mufasa, man, I'm a little older than you. And brother, I know a little couple of things. You know, you live in this new age of, oh, yeah, everything's, no, it don't work like that. The same rules still apply.
Tough custody battle when Kamala was just a young girl. In fact, in Kamala's memoir, The Truths We Hold, she wrote that the two courts stopped being kind to each other by the time she was 5. 2 years later, when she was 7, they officially divorced. 5, in a 2018 essay entitled Reflections of a Jamaican Father, Donald Harris stated that despite the terms of their divorce, the love for his family did not end when his marriage did. He details taking his daughters to Jamaica in the 1970s to teach them about their heritage. 6, at the University of Stanford, he actually became the first Black economics professor to receive tenure. So he's actually quite a trailblazer himself. 7, during his time at the University of Stanford, Donald Harris actually became an economic consultant to the Jamaican government and was actually an advisor to various Jamaican prime ministers. 8, after retiring from Stanford in the year 1998, he moved to Washington, D.C. to consult with agencies such as the World Bank and the Inter-American Development Bank on economic issues in the Caribbean. Number 9, he's the author of several books, including Capital Accumulation and Income Distribution, Jamaica's Export Economy Towards a Strategy of Export-Led Growth. So again, along the lines of what he studied. And number 10, the relationship between Kamala Harris and her Jamaican dad, Donald Harris, seemed strained a few years ago, as in 2019, in a Breakfast Club interview, she was asked if she smoked marijuana. And
Which we call Mufasa, it does not matter. They call anybody, people of color, black. You know, they call Indians black. They call anybody black that basically politically black. If you're from Jamaica and whatnot, you know, if you have any sort of color or melody, they call you black. That doesn't mean necessarily you're actually a really black. Does Kamala Fall look like Marcus Garvey? No. Does he look like Buju Banton? No. You know, does he basically like this? You could tell a real Jamaican. You know, I grew up around Jamaicans. Whatnot. These people are not real Jamaicans. These are people who lived on the island of Jamaica right now. These are basically white people, white-minded people who lived on the island of Jamaica. Marcus Garvey, you read Marcus Garvey talked about these type of elite blacks that lived on the island and whatnot. I don't agree with the one drop rule. Somebody has one drop of black blood and they're black, you know. Black is a culture. You got to socialize. There's many Jamaicans on the island of Jamaica, right? My brother Bomani Tyehimba is a Jamaican. That's a Jamaican. The Kamala and all these people are just white people, Indians, pretending when it's convenient for them, you know? Oh, I'm black, I'm African American, you know? I was like, oh, she's black. She didn't chose like this. No, look, the bottom line is everybody wants to be black. The majority of black people don't see it like that. That's why why you think they're right now, they're angry right now that black people aren't falling for Kamala. Yeah, she has a real problem with the black people. She can't even to the black people because black people are like, you know, we don't know who this lady is. We don't care about her, you know? And it's blacks. The only people that basically push it are black celebrities, ignorant black celebrities. How is she Jamaican? What's Jamaican about her? You know, she was raised in Canada and Canada. How the heck is she? What's Jamaican about her? You know, there's nothing Jamaican about Kamala Harris. You know, she's not Jamaican. She's not black. You know, it's about like, oh, she's a Jamaican. What's that got to do with anything? A Jamaican to me is Bob Marley. A Jamaican is Buju Banton. A Jamaican is Barrington Levy, you know, those are Jamaicans, you know. So the bottom line, I do not accept, and most black people do not. I ain't buying this argument. She's only so-called Jamaican or black night now because she's running for office. But she's a white woman in every aspect of her thinking and everything. She's a white woman. You know, we got black people don't know who the hell they are or not. Just like, I'm black. I'm black. You're only black because you want the black support. It ain't working this time. You know, so she's gonna have a whole nother bunch of black people not turning out to vote. She's not gonna turn out no black people to vote. In order for her to win, she's gonna need a massive turnout, a strong, massive turnout of black males in this country, and that ain't happening. You know, the only reason why Obama won because he was able to flip a lot of independents and get a huge enthusiastic of black people to go out there and vote. That's how Obama won. She has none of that. She's not going to win. You know, because black people simply don't like her. Simply just don't like her. You know, it is what it is. I hate to bust people's bubble and whatnot, you know. Yeah, even though Bob Marley is half white, he's half black, but he looks like a black man. He sings like a black man. The music he talks about is black, you know. He says, the one song he goes, Buffalo Soldiers, you know, everything like that. Dreadlock Rastas, you know, fighting for survival. He talked about black themes and everything like that. Like the sun is rising. That's black. You can feel it in his soul, you know, or that we're gonna chase these bald heads out of town. You can feel Bob Marley is black. You know, he's more black than he is white. You know, these people have no soul. Kamala has no soul. You know, you can't call a black person a person who has no soul black. There's a certain spirit and soul we have as black people, as black African people. She has none of that. I don't just anybody just come up here and talk about them. That's why I don't agree with this Pan-African movement anymore. Because you got people out here that have no connection with our culture, no connection with anything. When I call themselves black, call themselves Pan-African, and you ain't got no goddamn soul in you. Like Rakim said, you got to have soul. You ain't got no soul in you. You ain't black. As simple as that. Got too many people that just riding Black America's moral credit, you know, try to get something out of it because they want to get over it. Them days, the free ride is over. So I'll put this link in the chat room. Anybody want to call in? We're an hour into the show. You know, get this party started. You know, I don't believe in the house Negro plantation Negro thing, Zongo. You know, I don't believe in that no more. You know, she's not even anything. You know, she's not anything. She's not a house Negro, field Negro. She's not black. She's not one of us. You know, I'm sick of these people, right? They want all that privilege of being mixed race and stuff like that until it's come down to something that they want. You know, she has to run on and then she never show me Mufasa anywhere thing where you could put it there where she said, "I'm a black woman." It's called Mufasa. All right, Mufasa, you got 5 minutes. I want to see. Find me the video where she says she's a black woman.
To find out, okay, I'll find the video. But my point
find me the video. Find me. Don't say nothing until you find that video. I want to see the video where she says she's a black woman.
I'll look for one. But
okay, go look for it. Go for it. Tell her I'm gonna talk about something else because it's nonsense.
No, it's fine. We don't even have to look for it
all night.
We don't even have to go back and forth. I just wanted you to prove where you knew because what's the name said.
Well, look. Show me where her father or her said they were black.
Okay, I've never looked for that.
Look for it. Show me where they said I'm black. I identify as black.
Oh, why did she become an AKA, Kyla?
There's white people that AKAs. That don't mean
in that year. You knew a white person. Bro. Name me a white person.
We had white people, white dudes that pledged the Qs and all that stuff like that. You know, that don't mean nothing. That don't change the fact. So you say Eminem's black now because he does rap?
I don't think he's black, but he's not in a black
what's the difference?
Fraternity.
You doing a black fraternity don't make you black.
No, but the thing is, Kyla, all I ask is, how do you know? Is it
because I know I'm not a fool. I've been on this earth 55 years. I'm not
What
a
does
fool.
that have to do with this?
Because I know I'm a fool. You can't pull nothing past me. Talk about, oh, this woman's a black. No, it don't work like that. I know a black woman when I see it. If I can't see a black woman at this age where I'm at right now, then I don't need to be living. I know what a black woman is. My mother's a black woman. My sister's a black woman. That's not a black woman.
Okay, so it's just based off your opinion. You don't.
Well, no, it's not opinion. It's fact.
Where's the fact?
Biologically, but racially, biologically, she's not African. She's not black people. You know.
In your opinion,
Listen, hold on. She's never showed you a DNA test, and she's never identified as being black. She says she's Indian, South Indian, and those people are not black. You know, they're Asians. She said she was the first Asian American that run for office. That's what she said. She didn't say black woman. She said Asian American. So I take people like what they say.
All right, Carla.
But that's what she said.
I mean, I don't know. You're like getting kind of worked up over this.
I'm just saying because what happens is you're insulting my intelligence. You know, when you're gaslighting. When people gaslight, they insult my intelligence.
If Carla proved that she's not black,
I don't have to prove anything. She said.
Okay, well, just say that. Though,
what did she say?
When
she said when she was vice president, I'm the first Asian American that's vice president. I'm the first Asian American that represent in Attorney General in California. I'm the first Asian American senator from California. That's what she said out of her own mouth.
I hear that, Carla.
What is black or African American about Asian Americans? We don't exist. You're taking our identity away from us.
I hear that, Carla. All I'm saying is you and Judge Joe Brown are making these strong statements that she's not black.
She's not.
I've been looking and I don't see any facts.
Well, I don't know. Well, maybe you got a light skin fetish thing. You know, she's not black, bro.
She's not black. I don't think she's good looking.
And I don't think she's pretty. I don't think she's good looking. I'm not attracted to her whatsoever.
I
like real African. I love real African black women. That's why. And I don't like fake ass people because I know I love black women. I know what they got to go deal with in this racist, colorist world. And to elevate somebody like that who don't have our answer, that's a freaking mockery to every black woman I know and every black woman out there.
No, I understand that you don't like light-skinned people, but that's
I never said I didn't like light-skinned people. But I'm just saying the only reason why people like black people think black people want to claim light-skinned people because we have this light-skinned worship in our community. That's what it is. That's all it is. We want to call on light-skinned people because we deify them in our community. That's all this is.
Okay, so that's fine. I asked. I just wanted to know how you know. You don't want to tell me.
Well, she said out of her own mouth, "I'm the first Asian American." She does not want to be identified as black. So I take people at her word. You know.
Okay, so she said she wasn't black.
Yeah, she said that.
She didn't say that, Carla.
Yes, she did. Okay, fine. Let me find. Well, we got to find a video. Let me find a video.
I'm done.
I hate doing this to you, brother, because I love you. You've been on my list for years.
You were going to do it to me. And
bottom line is,
say he's black.
Yeah, she said
he was black in your video.
Kamala, I'm just the lady on the screen. Idea. I did not say I was going to prove it. I said those give you an idea of who she was. You take whatever you want.
You're moving the goalpost.
It is not black. Let me look it up. She said, I'm an Asian American. Even Donald Trump pointed that out before she was saying.
Listen, you guys keep saying it. I'm not directing this.
Indians are not black, Ofasa. I don't care how you try to spin it. They're not black.
I didn't say. Did I say they were black?
Well, she's an Indian.
You keep bringing up a bunch of stuff. I said one thing, Carla.
She's not black. She's not black.
I said everything you saying about light skinned people. Everything you said.
She's not. She's not a light skinned woman. If you look at her, she looks like a friggin' Indian/white person. She's not a light skinned black woman.
That's fine. I didn't say anything about
Beyonce is a light-skinned black woman. Kamala is something else.
Okay, is Beyonce's mom white, black?
Well, she's
Creoles black. Are Creoles black?
She grew up in a black culture. Yeah, in Alabama. Yes, they're black.
Okay.
Yes, they're black.
Because later in this conversation, you're going to say that a mixed person is not black.
No, I'm not saying a mixed person is not black. I'm saying if you are socialized, if you socialize and racialized in the black community, or not. You know what I'm saying? You could be mixed race, but if you basically live with the black community, socialize with black culture, why do you think she's trying so hard to bring out her hot sauce and her damn collard greens? Tell me, what does somebody from Jamaica have to do with collard greens? She's playing you.
Mm-hmm. Kyla, like I said, it's fine. We can move on. I just wanted to get some proof on that who her ancestry. I thought you had.
She said she's not black. She said she's not black.
Like
you know.
I understand you don't like her.
She dated black. I know people like that. They basically hang around the black community for to get the goodies and everything. And bottom line, that's such a mockery to black women in this country. You know, she got the privilege of being what she with a white man. She got the privilege of living like the wife of a white woman. You think a black woman could be attorney general of California and vice president? No, of course not. You know, she's anything but white. She's one of those safe people that people can say, okay, she's a person of color. She's a person of color. She's not black. That's why I say I want to separate Black America from this POC crap. There's too many people that are racist and stuff like that that call themselves POCs, and they're pushing black people on the bottom of this PRC hierarchy. You know, that shit ends with me, you know? That shit ends, you know? Go ahead, Frenchie.
Well, I was just going to ask about the one drop rule and what the obsession with it
The one drop rule comes from the slave owner, right? Who basically said, if you have one drop of black blood, you're contaminated. Like white was something pure. You know, that's all that. And black people, because in our culture, you know, white people would come in our community, make mixed race babies and stuff like that, right? And we would be tasked to raising their bastard sons and daughters and whatnot, you know? That's what we have in Black America. There's nobody, and we never had a freaking African or an African racial culture and whatnot, you know, hierarchy and stuff like that based on our blackness or not. But it's okay for people to be near white and rule over us and whatnot and guide us and whatnot. No, I'm sorry. That has to stop. That's why black people are in the situation they're in right now. You got people on top of Black America, right, who don't like being black and whatnot, making decisions about our life and whatnot, you know? That's what I believe. I know because I've been around a lot of light-skinned people, mixed people my whole life and whatnot. I know how they freaking think. They think there's some blessed, superior people and whatnot. What they say about dark-skinned people, you know, because they think I'm one of them, well, near one of them, whatnot. You'll be surprised, you know? You'll be surprised with how they think.
I haven't had that experience. I'm from California. There's a lot of them here.
Well, the bottom line, I don't know where you're from, whatnot, but I grew up with them. You know, I even had I'm gonna never forget this one time. I had this when I come upstate New York, we had these mixed race people, whatnot, so-called black, whatever, like that, mixed race, whatnot, really friggin' high yellow, whatnot. They would call us niggas, you know, call the rest of us niggas. You know.
Let me ask you a question, Carla. Do you like mixed people and light-skinned people?
Well, I don't know that. I dated a lot of. I didn't really date, but I dated a lot of light-skinned chicks in my life. I don't have nothing against them. Nothing against them personally. But when it comes to politics and stuff like that, every time I hear them talk, right, it's always they're always making excuses for white people. They're always basically talking about, oh, we should all get along and all stuff like that. They don't have the same empathy and stuff like that to outlook on the world. I'll be honest with you. I had my cousin, my late cousin Donald. Me and him the same age, right there. He was very light skinned. He was like Ice-T. He was like one of those high yellow dudes, like Ice-T. When we grew up, man, we were like brothers, man. We did everything together, right? But we got teenagers got up one night. We went into two separate worlds. I was in a black world one night, and he was in a world I don't know. You know, he didn't see the world the way I saw the world.
Yeah,
you know,
in my experience, it's been like they're split. They're split. I see a lot of. There's a lot like that. It kind of depends how they're raised too.
The bottom line is Black America and Black America want to have some sort of agency in the future. When we got to get this. This is the number one thing I think we got to get under control. This colorism shit. That's what's destroying Black America. This worship of light-skinned people, this exalting and elevating of light-skinned people, got to stop. If I didn't say that, I'd be a fool. I'd be a liar and a hypocrite getting on this platform talking about I love black people and not friggin' address this. That's all it is. The people who basically like Kamala, like the fact that they like identity, that's who they want to represent them in the race, you know? Just like when you go to Telemundo TV They don't have no dark skinned Brazilians and everything. They're all European looking people. You know, you go to Bollywood in India, right? Who do they have? They have fair skinned people in that and everything like that. It's a global white supremacy thing, you know, and we're falling for it. I'm saying right now, black people in America are fed up with it. We had enough. You know, we're fed up with the stuff. We had enough. And that's not our sisters out here. Our young girls have such a low self-esteem because all they see is these people being exalted and everything. And you got to tell these young little black girls, like, you're beautiful too. You know, don't anybody tell you you're ugly or whatever like that. You know, just like that. So I'll never support somebody like Kamala Harris. Somebody won't even tell a little black girl. She don't even think enough to say, I'm a black woman. You know, if even she said it, right? She would never say that, right? Because she cares about politically, other than lifting some little black girl up out of the ghetto. Some little black girl could be inspired by her, but she will not do it because she's a she's a racist herself. So that's the truth. You know, I hate to hurt people's feelings, but that's the freaking truth. And everybody knows I'm telling the truth. Now, that's the truth. You know, with black people, as long as we have this thing, you know, and when people look at that, the world looks at that. Every time we have our famous, most beautiful black women, they're always mixed race. They're always light skinned with long weaves in their head and stuff like this. And that goes out to the world. You know, that goes out to the world.
All the dark skinned women have weaves in their hair.
Well, the bottom line, I'm saying, so what I'm saying is light skinned women have weaves too.
Right.
Yeah, all the light skinned women wear weaves too.
Okay, well, Frenchie, I don't know if I'll have time or if he'll let me answer, but the history of the one drop rule it's an American history thing. White people established it. So if you had any black in you, you were classified as black. So there was
going by that stupid rule.
Yeah, but the rule is the reality of our ethnicity.
I don't think it's been something that's been imposed on us and has never really been challenged.
Our entire reality has been imposed on us. What
no,
part
so
of us
the bottom line is, look, but Mufasa, this is us taking agency. Why? Because Kamala's not going to get our vote. How about that? You know, we're taking agency over our identity.
I'm sure she'll get most of the black vote.
No, she's not going to get most of the vote.
Do you want to bet some money on that?
Every time I talk, go on TikTok, go everywhere, see what black people are actually saying.
Okay, do you want to bet some money that when the polls come out?
When the polls come out. Bottom line is she's going to need not only 99%. She don't have the black male vote like that, but she's going to need all that vote and a strong turnout. She does not have that.
Right.
You know, so most people are not going to vote this next election. Black people are not going to vote this election. You might only have like a 30% turnout.
Yeah, I mean, Kyla's kind of fired up, so we'll just move on. But I'll tell you about the one drop rule later.
Oh, go ahead, man. Go ahead.
If you really want to know. If you really want.
I'll mute myself. Go ahead.
Yeah, so basically, we had to be together because that's how they sectioned us off. So the mixed people and the black people were right next to each other in slavery. Up from Slavery by Booker T. Washington, he was mixed. Frederick Douglass was mixed. All these people were sitting on the slave plantation, also mixed, right? But it's a little murky because there were some, like for instance, the French, right? If you look into history in Louisiana, the French handled it a little bit different. They were nicer to their mixed children. They even had like little separate schools and things for them. And they had little societies, right? But when the French, the Louisiana Purchase happened, for instance, right? And Louisiana went from being French to American. Some of those people thought they were different, and they tried to go to white people like they were different. And white people told them, no, you're not different, you're the same. And there was a case called the Dred Scott decision. It was this high yellow Creole guy that thought he was white, so he wanted to ride with the whites. They took the case all the way up to the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court had.
No, you have it wrong. That was. You think about Presley versus Ferguson, not Dred Scott.
Plessy versus Ferguson.
Yeah, not Dred Scott.
Oh, what is Dred Scott?
Dred Scott is when the slave went into free territory in Missouri from Minnesota. He argued that since he was born on free soil and entered above the North Parallel, that that the slavery he's free, and his owner couldn't take him back into slave territory, and the Supreme Court ruled that black people had no rights, that white people were bound to respect. So the law didn't apply to black people.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Yeah, sorry about that. Plessy versus Ferguson is what I was talking about. So basically, right. So basically, legally and socially, white people drew a line in the sand. So for centuries in this country, we've all been living together as one. Now we move forward to 2024. You have people now trying to say that that's not the case, right? But but our reality has been that we have been living together as one. Now, when it comes to be fair to what Kala is saying, when it comes to Kamala Harris, she's not an African American per se, but because of our history as African Americans,
but I don't accept that. I do not accept that. You know,
no, you personally
I don't like.
But do you disagree with what I said?
Hold on. What I'm saying
that has been the reality of our ethnicity.
Oh yeah, but the bottom line is people are using our. If she was like that, like you said, she would have done more for black people when she was in office. She didn't. She don't care about black people, you know.
Yeah, but basically, Frenchie, do you understand the history of
let me give you an example. Let's say, like, you know, Kamala Harris reminds me of Adam Clayton Powell. He passed for white, but that guy basically was all about his people, his community, and everything. So we accepted him. You can't just come out of nowhere, talk about, yeah, well, I'm black. Don't even say you're black. Don't do nothing for us, everything. And then she's going to basically get run on our moral credit. Black America has a lot of moral credit still. You know, we still have a lot of moral credit in this country, in the world. You know, when you get up there like Barack Obama, he get up there and whatnot, people are thinking, well, we came a long ways. We're in a post-racial America and whatnot. So he used the moral credit of Black America to get himself in the White House.
No, I agree with that, Kala. But I agree with that. And I do think we do got to look at it a little different now because it's this mixed.
Why do we have to look at it a little different?
I'm saying in your favor because
hold on. I'm saying like this.
Kala, hold on. Let me just say what I'm saying.
Okay.
I said I was trying to say that there was a biracial Nigerian girl. She's like a little white panderer. And
I know
she's a Nigerian girl. I don't know her name, but yeah, she came over here.
Okaleka, whatever her name is, you know.
Right. And now she's making these kind of coon videos, right? So we're living in a time now that's different than it was in the 70s. Like before the 70s, it was very few foreign blacks that were here, and it took time for them to kind of go. And, you know, so when you seen a mixed person, you already knew it was some sellouts, don't get me wrong. But everybody was just black. Like nobody's looking at Neely Fuller, and because he's light-skinned, we're thinking something of him. We're just thinking he's black and he grew up similar to us. But that's not the case anymore. You know what I'm saying? You got light-skinned people coming from other places that don't share our culture. So that's why I was saying we have to look at it different now.
Yeah, and for the longest time, a lot of black people have, but they, in the sake of black unity of all, like I said, this Pan-African nonsense is black unity. I don't believe in it no more. I don't believe in it. You know, I know that people, until black people have power, and we're someplace where we're the majority. Let me give you a perfect example. When you study Liberian history, right? They initially had colorism in Liberia in its first start, but guess what happened? The majority of people were dark-skinned in Liberia, right? And they got education, everything, and then basically the light-skinned people and dark-skinned people merged and became a nation. You know, in America,
light-skinned people aren't doing anything wrong. White people are doing.
No, I'm saying like this. I'm saying like
black people. We live in a system of racism is the issue.
I know. But I'm saying since we live in America, you know, white people use certain black people as their proxies, you know, and so therefore, I'm saying for the fact of the matter is that, you know, which your racial identity is, who your allegiance is. I don't want to hear this nonsense about, oh, it's not a red America, it's not a blue America, it's a purple America. And everybody used Barack Obama to sell this rainbow message of unity and even genderless and everything. He's a genderless, rainbow, mixed race man, person of color. And most black men felt like we were emasculated. You know, you're taking my black manhood away from me. You know, give me some Shaft, give me some Fred Williamson, give me those dudes we grew up with, strong black male images, you know? That's what they don't want. Give me Jim Brown, you know? Give me all those I grew up with.
Zongo's saying that I don't like foreign blacks in the U.S. I don't. Listen, can you tell him, because you and Dollar Bill were just talking about how, Y'all from New York. It was all these foreign blacks there. And during hip hop, everybody was on the same page, bro. Like, so if everybody that was black at that time and they came here and they grew up in our culture, they understood who the enemy was. They knew that if you're black, we're all supposed to be brothers. But that's not the reality of today.
It's not
Like
the reality.
most
So the
immigrants
bottom
now,
line,
they
even
don't
when
think like
somebody
that.
don't
That's
even
why I don't
share
like
our
it.
racial identity, they're definitely not on the same page with us, you know? You know, like I said, you got people come over here and they just blah, 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 whatever. Because of social media, people get in their own little chat rooms, you know, people from the islands in Africa get on chat room. Yeah, we hate these black Americans, blah, 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 blah. It's only online, but it's not real life, but it's only online.
No, Kala. It's still, a lot of them think like that. I
Yeah, they
give them
think like that,
that.
but the bottom line, in real life, you know, when you meet them in real life, but at least me, when I meet them in real life, it's like, yes, sir, no, sir, yes, boss, whatever like that. Just me, personally. I don't
No. I
come
mean, they're
across
not
as
gonna
somebody
say
that
nothing.
you
They're not gonna say it to you,
spit.
but some of
No,
them
no.
will.
I know when people respect you and they don't. You know, I know how they look at you and they look at, oh, this guy got his shit together, you know? I'm not one of these black people in America that basically, when you look at me, like, oh, well, yeah, he's one. I don't fit the stereotype, you know, that they have. So I got a lot of African friends where I live at and stuff like that, and they give me tremendous respect. You know, I
I
got a
mean,
lot
yeah,
of
because
my
you
friends
talk
from the
about
islands
Africa
too.
and stuff like that.
You know, they got to
They
give
like
me.
people like us. That's different. You can't
Well, yeah, but
compare
no,
us.
it's not even that. Even before I started going to Africa, just what sells us me to Africans is they know I'm very family oriented. You know, I'm very family oriented, and I'm basically, you know, talk about my family. I talk about stuff like that. You know, I'm not no street dude. You know, and I don't fit no stereotype that they have. They already have a stereotype that we're all straight dude. We got 5 baby mamas and all stuff like that. I don't have all that, right? I talk about shit that's important in the world. You know, I'm intelligent. You know, so all that stuff that goes out the door when they meet
Yeah,
me.
but that's kind of like that kind of the thing they used to say
Can
with
I
the racist.
just
Like a racist person will say, "Oh, you're just
Well,
an exception."
it's the truth though. Bottom line,
I know, but a
hold on,
racist
Frenchie.
person will deal with
When I
you.
meet,
A
hold on, when I meet
racist
a
person will
racist
say,
white
"Oh,
person, right?
a
And
racist white person." They'll say, "Oh yeah, Kala's an
they'll be like
exception."
the same way. It's unfortunately we this is one of the things I'm talking about. We have no agency over who we are. We the world does
Frenchie
not
is
know
next.
who we are. They have a stereotype and everything, and not only that, we're not even allowed to own our success. We're not allowed to have our own agency and say this is who we are. We had it when Bill Cosby was around, you know, when Percy Sutton, we had people like that out in the media, out in the public, and people said, okay, that's Black America or whatnot. You know, we don't have that anymore. Anybody can come up there and say anything about us, and we don't have any defense for it. Go ahead, Frenchie.
Yeah, so kind of lost my train of thought, but I was going to say outside of the United States, I don't think there are any other nations around the world that use the one drop rule. Mixed
Nope.
race people, especially in the UK, they may be treated as other, right? But they do have their own separate category. You know, when you're filling in documents, forms as such, there is a section for biracial people. You know, it'll say, are you mixed Black African with white, or are you mixed Black Caribbean with white? So they are recognized here in the UK and in other nations, even though they may feel like they are treated as other by white people. But also biracial people do also seem to state a lot of the time that they feel like they're not Black enough for
They
Black
don't want to
people,
be
and they're
black.
not white enough for white people.
They're rejected by white people because they're not white, and they feel like it's a burden. Being black is always seen as a burden.
No,
You
they're
know?
rejected. They're rejected by Black people too. Like
Well,
what you're doing.
Yeah,
This
he's
is my
white color.
this is my personal opinion. I don't know how it's in the UK. You know, most mixed race people, when they know they can't give, especially Black females, right? They know that if you're a light skinned girl, you're pretty, when that you can go to HBCU and Black colleges and go to a club. I worked at a club. The mixed race girls, light skinned girls get in, where you get invited to parties that dark skinned girls don't get into and stuff like. I seen it with my own eyes. You know, they know there's a certain privilege that they can run out until they get tired of it. You know, and so therefore they basically like this. So they're like, okay, let's have some fun while I'm being Black. You know. And they basically know that Black men worship them and adore them. And the bottom line, we give them anything. Why do you think all these basketball players got light skinned women and whatnot because they know. Like that Brittany, what's her name? That girl, I forgot her name. You know,
but what does this have to do with them though, Kyla? Like they can't.
No, I'm saying the idea that mixed race people don't are rejected by black people. No, that's not the case. It depends on who the mixed race person is. If it's a female and she's good looking, whatever like that, she is gonna milk that for all it's worth. And she's only human.
I mean, but what black
and she got certain privileges, light skin privileges.
Kyla, what black man doesn't want to deal with any good looking woman?
Well, the bottom line, they know they can get white men. They know they have more access to white men. Because let me tell you something, right, Mufasa, right? I'll never forget this as long as I live, right? I was in a bar. This was years ago. It's probably 15 years ago. I was in this bar, and I was went up to the bar, and I was talking to this one chick. She was sitting at the bar, her and her friends talking about a light-skinned chick, right? Fucking some goofy Elmer Fudd-looking white dude comes up and I'm like, yeah, you with her? I said, well, we just met. We're just talking. Like, he goes, I can really get with her because she don't look like she's all black. And I told her that. She was offended. She was like, I'm in no white men like that, you know? That he automatically assumed because she's mixed race that he can get with her and it'll be okay. They changed the rules to benefit them. And there's a lot of mixed race girls who play that game, you know, with white guys and everything.
How do they play the game? Like what
they play the game because they know a lot of white guys love red bones, they love light-skinned girls, black girls, and they don't like dark-skinned girls. As simple as that. It is what it is.
But how does the light-skinned girl play the game? Like what is she doing?
Because they get certain things, they can get dates, they can get like stuff like that. That a lot of
so how does if she doesn't want to play the game? Let's say she doesn't want to play the game. What should she do?
Well, she doesn't want to play a game. That's few and far between. But you understand something? She's only human.
No, but I'm saying, how does she do it? How do they do it?
She got options. Even if she don't play the game, she got options.
But what I'm saying is, if a light-skinned girl goes to the club and they say, "Hey, go ahead and come in early," if she doesn't want to play the game, should she say, "No, I don't want to come in"?
Well, I don't know. Just check us out. All I know is when I was doing club security, the light-skinned chicks knew they had a certain privilege with the owners and everything like that, and VIP and everything. It was just like a given. Let me give you an example. This is why I don't want to say her name on the air, but she was cool. She was cool as hell, light-skinned chick, real cool girl. The other girl that was a bartender, right? She was a dark-skinned chick, right? She had a kid and all of a sudden, but the dudes that would always give the dark-skinned girl a hard time, right? But this other chick, the light-skinned girl, like everybody's like, oh yeah, she was like the little princess of the club and whatnot, you know? And my boy Pac-Man said that. So yeah, the reason why people like her, I ain't gonna say her name, but because she's light-skinned, you know? And I was like, damn, man, you know. But I knew I was trying to.
I get it, but like, Carla, what I was saying, I was just saying that they get rejected. Like, so there's a lot of people like you.
Rejected by what?
Hold on. That you're gonna say like all the things you're saying is like, oh yeah, these light skinned people, they get this and they get this and they get this. You're not really talking about any action on their behalf, right? So just because they exist as a light skinned person and they get what you consider benefits.
Yo, Mufasa, man, you gotta open your eyes, bro. It exists.
Okay, what? Okay,
I said it exists. Privilege in this country.
I said it exists.
Yeah, hold on. Why do you think Beyonce?
No, it exists, Colin. What I'm saying is,
you're
looking at them differently.
Kelly Rowland.
You're looking at them differently because of it, though.
Why is Beyonce is on the Country Music Awards? She's on the Billboard Awards. She's all stuff like that. Rich black woman.
She's the star. She was the star of the group, Colin.
Why
was Bobby Brown? Why was Bobby Brown? Why was Teddy Pendergrass?
That's those are men. Those are men. I'm talking about women.
That's what I'm saying. You're taking that.
In our society, light skin is seen as better. Simple as that.
But why was Bobby Brown?
Even like Chris Brown. When Chris Brown blew up, when I met Chris Brown before, you know, he's a little high yellow nigga, you know. And so, which we call who else?
Okay, so what's your point, Khaled?
My point is,
light-skinned people have also blown up.
Colorism and all that stuff like that exists, right? People basically, Chris Brown's mixed race, right? But he knows because he's light-skinned, whatever, like that he's gonna get like Drake. What's so special about Drake?
Bro, he has almost as many hit songs as Michael Jackson.
Oh no, Drake doesn't have damn hit songs, man. Come on.
Yes, he does. He has the same amount of hit songs as Michael Jackson.
You know where Drake was from? That Delassie High. I was watching that the other day. Delassie High, that show Delassie High that was on Discovery Channel or whatever like that, A&E. That was Drake was in that, you know? and suddenly now he's a
No, but
guy for
Colin,
rap.
I know you don't like these people, but you can't say that Drake.
Oh,
don't
well, the
rap.
bottom line is, well, hold up. That's why Kendrick Lamar had that song, "Not Like Us." You know,
That's because he's Canadian.
well, whatever.
No, Kendrick Lamar,
They're not like us, bro.
Kendrick Lamar, and if he had a song called "Meet the Grams" in that beef, and he was talking to Drake's son, and he told Drake's son that you're a black man. That's what Kendrick Lamar said. Kendrick Lamar told Drake's son, "You're a black man." So that's where Kendrick Lamar stands on that. When he said they not like us, it didn't have to do with race. Go listen to the
You
song.
need to talk to Jamal about that. That's what Jamal's telling me.
No. I'm telling you, you could. Don't forget Jamal.
That's what Jamal told me. I don't really care about rappers and stuff like that. All I know is when it comes to politics and everything. Look, bottom line is my politics is this. You ain't black. I don't want to hear anything you have to say about my issues or anything like that because you're not living my experience. That's the way I feel about it,
Cal, there was some controversy that was following Chris Brown. I think it was a few years ago about him refusing dark-skinned women to come in his section. Yeah, so I think colorism is something that does exist. It's prevalent in the US. I think it's prevalent in countries where there's melanated people, period. There is a caste system there. It's very real. And I just want to say to Baruti, I'm sorry if I'm butchering your name, there's no such thing as reverse colorism. It's just colorism. If you want to make a term for light-skinned people that face discrimination by the hands of maybe dark-skinned people and others, then please feel free to do that. But there is no such thing as reverse colorism.
Yeah, the bottom line is this. Black
okay,
people. Bottom line is
what do you call it then?
The bottom line is you go on TikTok and everything.
Call it what you want. Give it a name, but it's it's colorism specifically for darker-skinned people.
Baby, and the dark-skinned baby never get
Colorism isn't just for.
Check it out. When you go scroll down on TikTok,
right? If you look it up and actually research the term, the name, it specifically states dark-skinned people. That's literally in the.
Well, colorism goes on all over the world. There's colorism in India.
Yeah, it's always.
Yeah, I stated that, but the colorism is usually against the darker skinned people. If you look at places like India, China, etc., it's usually aimed at those that have a darker hue. This is a fact.
It is. But
it's light-skinned people being elevated and exalted and deified as an ideal over dark-skinned people in the same culture. That's what it is. I
get it, but what I'm saying
is the only reason why black people want Kamala, even though she never said she's black or not, because they, God forbid, you have this light-skinned woman representing you, and they think they identify with that's the low self-esteem of black people. They see this light-skinned woman and they want, she's one of us, man. She's one of us. She's one drop of black person. That's the stupidest thing. This is why Black America has lost its moral credit. Nobody respects us in the world. Because what we put out there. That is the truth. That is true. Look, I've been around black people, I've been studying this. I'm a culture critic. I've been studying this my whole life. And the bottom line, on this platform, I'm going to freaking let it out. I'm sick and tired of having these long discussions with people. And I'm saying, I want to get to the root of the problem. I said this. I want to get to the root of the problem why we're failing in this culture. The root of the problem when I first started is self-hate. That's the root of everything in Black America.
The root of the problem is white racism.
No, it's not. It's self-hate. It's not white racism. Hold on. When you say that it's white racism, you're taking away your own agency. Like you don't have control over your life. No white person can make me hate myself or do that. Why did I turn out so?
That's you, but for the
I know a lot of black people that are strong. White racism only affects weak black people.
Okay, then why are we in this condition then?
Because of self-hate. Self-hating black people are destroying Black America. Self-hating black people are the reason. The low self-esteem, self-hating black people are the reason why we're in this situation. The black people don't want to support black businesses. They rather complain all the time and try to sabotage other black people. I deal with this all the time. Self-hate. We don't like our women. We don't like ourselves. We don't like anything. Why these brothers, when they go out the country and whatnot, they don't go to Africa to find a wife or not. They're going down to Colombia. They're going down to Dominican because they want to give those long, stringy head, light-skinned chicks or whatnot, racial ambiguous chicks, you know? That is the truth.
Yeah,
It's self-hate.
But no, the only part that you saying that I disagree with is that to root it in our self-hate didn't come out of nowhere.
Yeah, so self-hate is rooted in the fact that
where do it come from? Why do we hate ourselves?
Because if the white man says you're nothing but a nigga, you could either say, I agree with that, and so I'm gonna act like a nigga and be a nigga. That's what black people choose to do, right? Or say, you know something, I'd rather hate you than hate myself. I'd rather love my people than love you when you do like that, like I do, it doesn't affect you. But
no,
so
but
many
Colin, you can't compare yourself to everybody else, bro. You were privileged.
How was I privileged, man? I had the same thing.
You had your father. You had your father. Number one.
Yeah, but
then your father was educated. Your father was
that's no excuse, man.
You had a family.
Same thing if I didn't have a family,
bro. You talk about how you know your family, bro. Half my family, I don't even know, bro.
Yeah,
like you're privileged, bro. Like, so you're gonna project your situation on everybody else, bro. I know somebody that grew up not able to eat because they mom was a crackhead. My little sister got
that's unfortunate. The bottom line is we can't
but Kala,
we cannot let those people drag us all down, man.
It's more of those people than I'm not saying.
Unfortunately, that there goes the divide.
But what I'm saying is there's people who are middle class.
What's the point of being in a community anymore?
There's people who are middle class.
So far gone, we can't help them.
No, there's people who are middle class, who have money, who have everything that you would think a person needs, but their parents don't have knowledge of self. They're not educated. They don't have these angles on life. They just got trained by the white system.
I ain't got
like
no
most
special
of us
education. Did. When I was a kid, I used to read my encyclopedia from end to end. I used to go to the library all the time. I knew who the hell I was because I wanted to. You couldn't tell me anything,
Oh no, he's talking about he's just speaking to Black Americans, bro. There's self-hate all through the Black world, not just in America.
We're doing the show tonight.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, brother. Go ahead.
Yeah, man. I'm glad I came in because Brother Mustafa was getting angry, man.
Yeah.
I'm glad.
What made you think I was angry?
Well, it just seemed like you're impassioned. I'm not gonna say angry. Is that okay?
I'm not angry, but go ahead.
I said impassionate. You're passionate about this situation. And I think what Kala's saying is 100% correct. And we don't want to accept it, right? That we have a lot of self-hatred. And some of this, we've exported that self-hatred throughout the rest of the world. Exactly. This is why people in Nigeria are bleaching themselves. This is why people in Jamaica are bleaching themselves more than anybody else. Because if you look in the 1950s and the 1940s, when we had these publications, who were the women that we were guarding up? Light-skinned women.
Yep.
Okay? Cab Calloway with straight hair. All of these type of people guarding up. And so therefore, the dark-skinned woman didn't have any self-esteem at all. Right? And so we're exporting this type of situation to the rest of the world, and the rest of the world are looking at us. And they're saying, well, that's what beautiful is. That's why in Africa, you have so many beautiful women who don't know they're beautiful unless they get discovered by a white man.
Bro, y'all should be ashamed of yourself. Y'all know, I know for a fact. I know for a fact that you, Dollar Bill, and Kala both have knowledge of self, and y'all know better than this. What are you talking about, bro? The people are doing that because white people.
I lie.
We don't take any responsibility.
You lie because you're placing the blame at our feet. Because look, Chinese people do this. People do this in all through South America. They do the same thing. You look at the models. You look at the most pretty people. They put the lightest people up.
Mustafa, I'm not placing the blame on us.
Yes, but that's what you just said.
What I'm saying is we've accepted this as the norm, right? So I had a professor once, and he said to me, you can get an advertisement, and you take out an advertisement on a particular product that you like. And you might get people to buy one time because the advertising, they were inquisitive and they brought. But what keeps them going back, right, is because they got something out of it. I remember as a young guy growing up, going to the South, all these young dark-skinned brothers were screaming like, oh man, I got to get me a red bone.
Yo, you remember them days, right?
Yeah, I gotta go get
That's a
Out
reality,
here
bro.
in Virginia,
That's a
bro.
reality.
And
I'm
there
not
was
going against
one
that.
dark people I thought was cute one night, and one Darcy bro was like, "Yeah," he just licked his tongue out like, "Yeah." He goes, "That's what I'm talking about, a red bone." You know, like they lust after it. And trust me, females know it, man. You know, they know.
No. I mean, but listen, I'm not disagreeing with that though, Kyla. I think all I'm saying is that they have been historically, they've been a part of our culture, and then I also don't think they escape blackness because they
But
get
Kamala is
they get
not part of
benefits
our
on one
culture.
hand, but then they get the hate at the same time.
Yeah,
So
hold
now,
on.
but really,
Kamala
it's
has
all
never gotten
the
any
white
hate. She lived,
supremacists.
hold on, let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Kamala lived in California, right? Like the whitest liberal state in the world, right? Privileged, white privilege. She married a white man, you know. She basically lived a privileged life. There's nothing about a black experience about her.
No, I mean, well, she's in a different. There's different black experiences, Kyla. There's a middle class experience.
No, she's
There's
not.
a high
Don't
class
have a black
experience.
experience, no, bro. She does not have a black experience. That's not.
But I'm
I
not.
grew
I'm
up.
not defending.
I grew up in the middle class and whatnot. She grew up in a white Indian environment. I know those people that are adjacent to white people. They're the furthest thing from black. You got white people who are closer to black people than those Indians and people like that who are in middle class America. You know, you got white people that are basically closer to black people than those Indians and people like that. She has black experience.
One thing I will.
I'm not saying you keep going to her. I'm not defending her, but go
Yeah,
ahead.
Why people from different cultures, you know, specifically people in England, right, and in Canada, they've been having this mixed race situation for over 100 years, right? Mm-hmm. So you can go in Jamaica and you'll find someone who has an Indian grandparent. So they don't understand when we talk about race because they have these people, what they used to call them coolie babus, inside of their country, you know, and you have some people who are Asian, who are Chinese, and so they don't really see race the way we see race, right? They don't understand race the way because unless they're black, dark black, and live in the ghettos in Trenchtown, those people live in these elite areas, okay, of Jamaica. They don't understand. They don't understand that because they have some kind of privilege, okay, with being mixed race.
No, listen, I'm not saying. All I'm saying is I think it's wrong to say.
When we say she's not a black woman, they will say, well, she's a Jamaican. And you know, Jamaicans, you know, are mixed. Yeah, Jamaicans who are
Jamaican is a nationality.
Yeah, but they see it as synonymous with being a people, right?
Right.
Chinese people talk about, you see a video of Chinese people say, we're just Jamaican. They have the accent and everything. Jamaica is not just black people. We're here.
I told you. When I was in Nigeria in Victoria Island, I had a 3-hour conversation with a Pakistani Nigerian. And he said, I'm Nigerian. He went to Pakistan for a little bit. He was born there. He only wants to live there. He don't want to live nowhere else. He's a Nigerian.
Is he black or is he Pakistani?
No, he's Pakistani.
So how's he call himself a Nigerian?
He was born in Nigeria.
It doesn't matter where you're born at. He's not a Nigerian.
No, nationality wise, right?
Yeah, well, he's not a Nigerian. Just say I'm a Pakistani.
He's not.
He's a Nigerian nationality. He's not
he's
a
Pakistani Nigerian.
No, that's a whole thing. That's where the conflict comes in at, right? Because what that does is erases the thing. Can he run for public office?
Yes.
Okay. In other words, him being a Pakistani,
he was born there.
How is he gonna represent? He gonna have dual loyalties. You know, that's what's happening.
I mean, but that's up to the people to decide that.
Well, so the bottom line is, I don't agree with that whatsoever. You know, he has dual interests. Let me give you a perfect example of what I'm talking about. In Cameroon right now, the elite people in Cameroon are people of mixed race. French knows what I'm talking about. Mixed race, French, and they basically nothing but tan-skinned Frenchmen running the country like that as Frenchmen, you know, as Cameroonians, you know. It's a thing. So the black race has takes some sort of agency over their identity.
Listen, Kyla, I filmed. So there's this black astronaut. He works for Virgin Mobile. I had filmed the speech he did and did some work for him. After we were done, I was talking to him. He's Jamaican. I was talking to him about Jamaica and all this different stuff, and he was low enough. And then at the end, he was just like, "Yeah, man, I always lived here. I don't really know a lot about that or whatever. I'm an American." And I can't say he's not because everything he knows, he's been in America. You know what I'm saying? I could just say he's not me. He's not an African American like I am. but he is an American though.
Well, yeah, people can call themselves American. And Americans are born every day. But when it comes down to, hold on, let me say, this is very important, Mufasa. When it comes down to when he wants to seek public office and everything, you got to have credit, right? One thing when Kennedy was running, what they talk about? The first Irish American Catholic to be president, you know? So he's going on the history. When you go talk about presidents, people look at your history, you know, how far you go back in the country, who your ancestries are, and stuff like that, you know? If you come from a great people or worthy people in American history, you're going to have that credit, that, you know, that line of credit to do like that. Barack Obama, he was half Kenyan, half white. What the hell did he have to do with 400? White people voted for him out of guilt because it feel like it was owed to us. We had to have a black president, and he stepped in at the right time. Not saying that he wasn't a good president in some ways, and I think he did a good job his first term, you know. But the bottom line is this: he basically pretends like, oh yeah, hope it changed. No, he conveyed to enough black people, I represent you. I'm gonna get a black family in the White House. That was a subliminal message he sent to us. And then
yeah, but like you said, at least he did have Michelle Obama with him. Though.
Yeah, I'll say yeah, but I'm saying this. Not only that, with white America, right?
This lady
it was like white America's time to make amends for all the wrong they did to black people, you know, and he stepped into that role. And what angers a lot of black people when Kamala is people try to do the same thing with Kamala. And everybody knows, at least black people did like Obama at one time when he was a senator and stuff like that. Nobody liked Kamala. You know?
No,
nobody liked
down the throat. In the chat, the Jamaican motto, out of many, one people, based on the population's multiracial roots. So this is represented by 5 pineapples in the coat of arms of Jamaica. So when we say to them, she's not black, okay, they don't understand it because part of the multicultural ethnicity, they believe that out of many, okay, come one people. You can put it in there, in there.
Yeah, but that's dollar bill. That's just black people. That's black people typical doing their typical self-hate pandering. Jamaica is 90. Jamaica is like the blackest country in the Caribbean. Jamaica is like 98%.
There's no black people. Nothing like my brother when he goes on vacation there. You don't see no local black people at Sandals and all that.
Where?
You know?
Where he don't see black people? Where?
He go Bay.
Oh no! But you talking about Jamaica?
People who have, yeah, he goes to Jamaica, man. Those resorts in Jamaica, ain't no local black people around there. You crazy?
No, not in the resorts. But if you go to, if you walk
in area,
Jamaica,
anywhere near there, you ain't going nowhere.
Jamaica
there,
is one of the blackest places you'll ever see outside of the resorts.
You got to tell somebody needs to tell the resorts that.
No, that's the resorts though, Caleb. But Jamaica looks like Africa. If you go to regular Jamaica, go to the market in Jamaica.
In Africa, you see black people. You don't see.
That's not true.
You know, white people. Yeah, you know.
Where in Jamaica do you not see it?
Listen,
you know, I'm saying in Jamaica, you go to Sandals and everything like that. Just pull up.
Sandals.
It's all white people vacation. You know how much,
I can't even afford to go.
You know how much money it costs for a Jamaican vacation? It's like $12,000 a person.
No, but Colin, do you know how much Sandals cost?
And whatnot, you know,
I can't even afford to go to Sandals. Sandals is like
my
that's
brother
like
can he makes that money, but the bottom
no,
line
you
is
can, but it's Sandals is like $2,000.
See a couple of Jamaican vendors here and there and whatnot, but the average Jamaican, you say I want a Jamaican experience, you ain't gonna get it when you go to Sandals, you know. It just ain't happening.
No, but that's Sandal. But what I'm saying is, college. Just go to Mobay and go to the market. Get on public transportation and go to where the regular people are. It's going to be black as hell.
Huh? What you're basically saying, okay, is that it's like Africa when you go to the poor areas, right?
When you go to 99% of the areas,
you're not talking about the people who run Appleton Rums. You're not talking about the people who run the major industries, because those are all Asian people or people, or if they have blacks, mixtures, an admixture of black people, and those are the people that run. It's about 11 families that control the whole island.
No, I agree. But what I'm saying is, it's what is 2-3 million people in Jamaica,
and
it may be a few thousand people, like what you're talking
about. The darkest who live in the ghettos, okay, are the ones that suffer the most, right? The people suffer the less. So, but I'm telling you, it's ingrained in their nationality that they feel that they are, out of many people, they come one people. This is the model of Jamaica. This is why she's using this. I'm a Jamaican. She'll tell you.
No, I get this.
Historically, they have nothing to do with the black Jamaicans. You know, just
People
go to
don't know.
sandals.
First of all,
That's Kamala Harris, the sandals.
people don't know anything
Yeah.
about Jamaica. All they know about Jamaica is Bob Marley and weed and reggae music.
Oh, that's
And all those people are black. Say what?
Jamaica has a lot of white population too, bro. Running
No,
the
it doesn't.
place.
No, it
They're the
doesn't.
ones who run the island, bro.
Yeah, but
So
they don't
yes,
have to be
Bomani
over
told me
there,
about
right?
that.
No, they're there, but it's like
No,
maybe
they're
a few
running
hundred,
things. When
1,000
the
of them.
Chinese, the whites, the Lebanese,
Bro,
the Jews,
I know we got some
they run
Caribbean people.
that island. You know.
I know we got some Caribbean people in the chat. Can you please tell them about the Caribbean?
Well,
I've been in there. I've been in regular. I've been in the hoods.
Come up here.
They're
Why do you
black.
think Buana Man's in America right now? If Jamaica had it popping, you think he'd be in America right now?
It's
No.
more Jamaicans outside of Jamaica than in Jamaica
Yeah. So why is that?
because they're looking for opportunity.
So why you can't have an opportunity when there's Chinese people flooding there every day? That don't make any sense.
They have leverage. They have capital and they're safe.
Who are selling the coffee. All of these people are admixture white people. And the same thing didn't just happen in Jamaica. It happened all over the Caribbean. Remember that movie, The Boys of Brazil? Kala?
I remember. I never saw it. That's way back in the days.
Yeah, so the Boys of Brazil were these people who came from Germany, and they were part of the SS, and they planted these people amongst these people in South America and Latin America. That's why you have the white elite. If you go to Cuba, I went to Cuba in 2017, and I met the guy who runs the Cohiba. He's so white, right? His family been there for 400 years. And for 400 years, they all stayed with blonde hair and blue eyes. And in Jamaica, the same.
In Brazil, there's white people that came there during slavery times, Confederates that are blonde hair, blue eyed people that never mix with the population, but they're Brazilians.
Yes. So the Boys of Brazil are all of these people who come from these elite families from Germany, right? That went into the islands and to South America and Central America. You'll see them in the Dominican Republic. They're not just in Jamaica. They're in all of these different islands, and they hold power.
No, but this is what I'm saying. For them to say
in the DR, they have taken all of the North Coast. They have taken the North Coast. All of them are German people because Trujillo decided, because the place was too black, he wanted to lighten it up. And anything I say, you can look it up. You can Google it for you Googlers, right?
No, I'm just saying, I've been to Haiti. I know all about that massacre.
Exactly.
And all those Trujillo and people like him, these are people who thought they were white. You feel what I'm saying? These are Spanish
Majority of them do,
people who thought they were white.
Trujillo's like a Kamala Harris, bro.
They were mulattoes.
I don't know about all that, Kala.
Yeah, that's what Kamala. As a matter of fact, Trujillo may have been more black than Kamala Harris is. When you look at,
I mean, he might actually have some black ancestry, but
yeah, Kamala don't seem like any black.
We can't compare a dude that did a massacre to.
Yeah, but the bottom line is, the whole thing is, we need to be done with these people, man, once and for all. Then we can make some progress. We're never gonna make no progress as long as we have this cadre of people who have mixed loyalties to the white race, and but they lord it over us. You know, because black people can't stop worshiping them. You know.
I mean, I think the issue is less about skin color and all that.
It's about heritage.
You need to be black. Heritage. What I'm saying,
you don't have our heritage. There's light skinned people. I got light skinned people in my family. My sister was light skinned, but like that. I mean, but she is not one of us.
No, that's what I'm saying. You have to be, because I'm gonna keep it real. I'll vote for a person even if they weren't black at all. I would vote for.
It doesn't matter, man. I don't care about color. I'm just saying, don't use us. Do not use us. Our moral credit and our stuff like heritage to prop yourself up. Like, oh, I'm doing this for black people and everything like that. I'm running as a black woman.
Kamala Harris doesn't.
She don't even say that. She let her handlers say all that. She had never came out of her mouth and said, I'm a black woman. She never said that out of her mouth. And that's the truth.
Well, there's a video of
Oh, where?
like,
Show me,
talking about
Mufasa. We got plenty of
it's like
time, bro.
yeah, I'll find it.
Show me
it's
plenty.
like,
We got plenty of time, man. Show
they're
me. I'll
talking
play
about black stuff, and she's saying we and stuff.
No, yeah. That's what I said. People basically know when to play the game. You get in front of black people, you get on the Breakfast Club, you start talking about smoking weed. That's what she thinks about us. You had Megan Thee Stallion that's twerking a stinking ass on stage. That's what she thinks of black people. Now it's just such an embarrassment. You have a dark-skinned black woman looking like a fool, and when you bring out Kamala, don't even. It's just look. You wonder why we're in a situation right now. We are really gone. We're so freaking far gone, man. I don't even think Black America at this point could be saved. I really don't. All I can do, I have my message out there, man. I keep doing what I'm doing, but I just think some black people are just so far gone. They want to be gone. You want to be enslaved. You want to be oppressed. You want to have the oppression Olympics. I'm sick and tired of being oppressed. If something's not working for us, we got to get rid of it. And this color thing has to go. That's the first thing that needs to happen. When Black Americans start loving themselves and appreciate themselves as human beings, as persons, you watch your fortunes change overnight.
Look, at the end of the day, Kala, if you want the color thing to go away, who started the color thing? You got to go to him.
No, but the bottom line, no. At one, ask Dollar
You can
at one time, remember that back in the days,
to the white man and deal
you would
with
see
him.
black people, normal black people back in the days, parents' age and whatnot. They'd be out, nice couples, dark-skinned couples out there, men marrying women and whatnot.
Because they're coming out of segregation, Kala. It was legal.
Yeah, so the bottom line is this thing about us trying to be white is us trying to fit into white society.
No, but Kala, you're giving them credit. Legally, they had to be with black people back then. Loving versus Virginia was 47.
And Loving versus and the lady in Loving, right? The lady Loving versus Virginia, the lady, she said she wasn't even black.
No,
she
I know,
never identified as a black woman.
You're like, back in my day, but Kala, you were.
Yeah, no, the majority of black people, majority of black people didn't support the Loving versus Virginia case.
No, they didn't, but that's not my point. My point is that when you say back in my day, Kala, you were born during Jim Crow. So of course everybody was black.
I'm talking about in the 70s and 80s. I used to see beautiful black women out with their husbands, boyfriends, and stuff like that. Black men had good jobs, they had women and stuff like that. They didn't have to do all this stuff like we're doing now. Now you got black men, they ain't satisfied unless they're freaking like a brother just went to Brazil or Colombia and was murdered. Why that brother have to go from New York had to go down to Colombia? Why? Because he's chasing that light skin, that racial ambiguous stuff, and the women down there setting them up and killing them.
It's a shame that we don't love ourselves, and I don't have a problem. I don't have a problem with us loving anybody who's light skinned or dark skinned within our community. But what we do need to stop doing is taking one color over the other and saying one is better than the other. Right? And so now you got all of these brothers, okay, who are going out to South America, like he said, like this brother from New York getting killed. You got these brothers going to the Philippines, marrying women who have 2 and 3 kids, but they wouldn't marry a sister in America with 2 or 3 kids.
Exactly.
But they'll go out there, marry them. They won't marry a sister without education, but they'll go out there and marry a woman who's in the village who can hardly read. And not just take care of her 2 children, but take care of all the children in the village. And
just for the record, too, most of the people going out there getting killed are like whites and Asians.
We have to call it out.
We have a lot of black people getting killed overseas too, bro.
No, I know, but we're like the least. I just want to add that context. A lot of people don't know the way y'all saying it.
And listen,
we're the least of that.
Be honest. Let's be honest, right? What do most Africans who come from the continent say that they don't like about African Americans? Oh, they call me African booty scratcher. No, they were calling dark-skinned black men African booty scratchers.
Yep.
Before you even came here. And that was self-hatred.
No, we all got self-hatred.
That's not true.
Okay, not all, but most of us have self-hatred because...
But Kala and I are the same complexion. I know back in the days, I've heard women say to me, dark-skinned women say to me, that if you and I got together, me and her, if you and I got together, we'd make monkeys.
Okay, but I'm pretty sure you've seen the Malcolm X speech. Who taught you to hate yourself? Who taught you to hate your hair? Who taught us this?
You know, I think I see black women teaching their daughters and
Okay,
sons
but who taught
to hate
them?
themselves. You know,
When you study ancient Black history, before white people, were we teaching each other how to hate
it
ourselves?
doesn't matter, man. We
It
so like
does
this
matter
in
because
our culture,
you
right?
want
In
to
our culture,
berate. You want to berate.
black people teach their kids everything else, right? But the bottom line is this: when you see these black women, when you around a lot of black people and they see a kid that had the light skin and curly hair, oh, he's so cute, they're so pretty, whatever like that, you know. And it's that the other thing. And so, like I said, like my cousin Lenny, right? He was dark skinned, right? And the bottom line is his mother always said, "You little black thing, you whatnot." You know, she would say that to him in front of all of us. You know, you little black thing. You know, you little black spot. Well, and he loved his mother. He was murdered in Brooklyn. You know, he was gunned down in Brooklyn. You know, but he gave the shit off his back. But the bottom line, he loved his mother, man. No matter what, he loved his mama. And that's like
no.
But the bottom line is, so the black women in the community had a lot to do with the self-hate, and we always got to put it. We never take no responsibility.
Yeah, we need,
you know,
we keep blaming it on the white man.
They were blaming on the white man. When you know, I'm so tired of
No, I'm gonna tell you why y'all tired of it. I'm gonna tell you why. The reason y'all tired of it is because black people are.
It's the white man. You know what? I grew up in the 70s, and I remember, okay, when James Brown used to say it loud, I'm black and I'm proud. And every young black kid used to walk around singing that song. Say it loud, I'm black and proud, right? And sisters used to wear afros when I was a little kid, and brothers used to wear afros.
I remember my afro, bro. I had a blowout, man. Like when I was 10 years old, I had like a
Michael
Jackson afro and that. Man, I love that thing. Man.
You know, I didn't realize, you know, Carla, I was looking at Shaft, the first one.
Yeah.
I wanted to be Shaft. You know, all of us young brothers.
You know who I wanted to be? I'm a Fred Williamson type of dude. You know?
I wanted to be Shaft.
It was Black Caesar. You know, Hell Open Home. That was me.
And Shaft.
Yeah.
I didn't realize how much influence he had over my life, because when you saw Shaft, right, he lived downtown, and what did he have on his wall? All of those African sculptures and stuff. And Shaft was the first dude to go to Africa. Remember that? Shaft, Africa, right? And so we don't realize how important images are. But when
you remember the movie 3 the Hard Way?
Oh yeah, definitely.
That was if you ain't black, if you haven't seen that movie. So you watch 3 the Hard Way, you understand what me, Dollar Bill, and I are talking about. You get your education being black. You know what I'm saying? I gotta have courses on how to be black. A lot of people, they just don't get it. When you watch 3 the Hard Way, you realize who the heck is who are black and who's with us. And like this, all these people that don't know who they are, and we got to second guess. No, when it comes down to it, we gotta know where you stand.
No, but this is the reality. This is the reality.
So that's reality.
Okay, I'm not saying it's not reality, but this is the reality I'm about to say is that the reality is that self-hate in black people is something that's being manufactured by white people in the system they subject us to.
You know, people who choose to listen to that.
Let me finish real quick. Let me finish. It's easier to punch down on a bunch of black people because we're an easy target. But if you have to go and deal with that white man and say, "Hey,
the white man's not going to change,"
why are you indoctrinating our people?
Hold on, the white man's not going to change. You black people have decided. The white people have decided that they want to make white America their reality. Hold up, black people have chosen. Like I said, has Black America's moral credit run out? We have chosen to use our moral credit to get closer to white people, to be like them, to be up on them and whatnot. And so that's exactly what happens. You know, the white people said, "Look, if we don't care what happens to you, I have to say when they had no more use for us, we could have went to the moon for all they cared. We chose
that, Carla. We were all the skilled workers. We were all the artisans. How were
the bottom line? We chose to labor for them.
How did we choose? You think they were just going to let all the artisans?
Well, the bottom line is that, look, man, we chose in the strongest sense that we wanted to be Americans.
Look at what's going on with this FBA thing, right? Isn't that racist? Isn't that self-hatred? talking about other
Yeah,
people,
there's
talking about the
deep-rooted,
airlines and
undergirded. It's some
what they
self-hate in there.
are and how they sound. Doesn't that sound? Does that not
No,
sound?
I'm gonna tell you. No, this is the
Does that not
self-hatred
sound
is
like tropes? Okay,
this.
tropes from white people. We got to
It
stop
sounds many white people.
this stuff and then blaming it on the white folks. Nobody is. White people are not making us any more hate ourselves.
Yes,
We
yes, they are.
are
Yes, they are.
ourselves to hate
If y'all
ourselves.
give me some time, I can
By
show
the
you how.
808 movie.
That's what it is.
Professor, I
Close
think
to the white man.
Let Frenchie go.
Go ahead, Frenchie.
no, sorry, I just wanted to say, you raised a good point. Yeah, this does all stem from white supremacy, but at this point, we are aware of the problem. We know what the root cause is, but in 2024, we have to make this, a conscious effort to fight the conditioning. We can't just continue to just give them the sole blame. We have autonomy over ourselves. I'm guessing, I don't know what Dollar Bill looks like, but you've got me, Kala, and I guess Dollar Bill, dark skinned people. We haven't bleached our skin. Why is that? Raised by in a two-parent household, by parents that love us, that spoke love into us, loving yourself, your complexion, all of that, and seeing great Black representation on TV, etc. All those things do play a part in this, but I think you really do have to love yourself and fight the brainwashing and the conditioning, because we cannot continue to blame white people for us preferring a lighter complexion, or white women or white men, or for us bleaching our skin. I think that just sounds crazy to me. Sorry,
Well,
but it
I
does.
think there's a concept called racial battle fatigue, right? So it's basically you're being bombarded by racism so much, and you just get tired of it. That's what when you hear people saying shit like, "Man, I'm tired of blaming the white man" or whatever. But it's like if there's a reality, that's just what it is. Like, say for instance, I'm
Well,
outside,
I
and
just think it's not
if I'm
racial
outside
battle
at 10
fatigue.
o'clock and it's hot, just because I'm tired of the sun being hot, the sun doesn't go away because I'm tired of it.
Yeah, but
It's
the
still
bottom
there.
line is, I
They're
just
still
think that's
doing the white supremacy.
that's not a good analogy.
They're
Because
still
black
doing
people
the white
choose,
supremacy. Though, is my point.
Black people choose to basically do everything expected of them that white people say they are. If the white man say, what other people do is they fight against stereotypes. They fight stereotypes. You say we're this, we're going to show you that we're not this. They say we're going to be more than what you say we are, or we're going to be submit. Just like you watch that movie Revenge of the Nerds. He said, we don't fight back, then we're nothing more than the geeks and losers they say we are. Black people basically have chosen to let white people control their narrative by not fighting them, and so therefore the effort we put into hating ourselves and whatnot, we don't want to hate them.
I mean,
That's
listen,
what we
it's easy
chose
to
to do.
if you put the blame on white people, you would have to go and face that white man. And the white man has guns, he has organizations,
No,
he
but
has
we don't
all
have
the
to. You
capital,
don't have to
and you don't
work.
want to go
Hold on.
against
Why
them.
is it?
We're
Hold
afraid of the white
Why
man.
is it
You
that
gotta
we
be real.
celebrate? Hold up. Why is it we
Tyler,
celebrate?
we are afraid
Hold
of
on.
the
Hold on.
white
Why
man,
we
so we're
celebrate?
gonna
Okay,
keep going after black
if that's the case, then why is it that we celebrate people like 50 Cent who openly works for the white man and
They
he's
put,
making
you know how
money and
many
stuff like
billions
that?
of dollars? You know how many billions of dollars went into marketing 50 Cent globally from white people?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Who runs
But
Guinness
we
Book
don't say
Records?
nothing about had that we made. Did any black people raise objections? No.
Yeah, well, okay, but the point is when you're being bombarded
Because we don't
constantly.
care, because we don't care about our image.
Exactly, and the rest of the world is looking
If
at
we
it.
did care about our image, we
No, we
didn't
don't. We
have the
don't care about our
capital
image. We don't care about our image.
to reverse this.
When we talk about our blackness and being proud to be African Americans, you have other people laughing and saying these guys are crazy. You have these FBI guys. These guys are crazy, right? What the hell they're talking about? They don't know what we're talking about. You know why? Because they didn't grow up with pride. They don't know what the word pride is. They think pride is something with the LGBTQ community. But we used to have pride in ourselves.
Yeah, what they call black pride.
Right? And so they don't understand what we're talking about. Oh, these old guys, they don't know what they're. Do you ever hear any Chinese, white people, Europeans scream and yell how they don't like old people? The last thing I heard, everybody talks about this guy. He's an investor. I don't ever hear Warren Buffett. They think he's God. I hear all these young white boys, they talk about Warren Buffett like he's the greatest thing. that ever happened. You
I
only
mean, Warren Buffett is rich though.
mature
He has like he has material wealth and something to
people
show
who
for
have
it.
Robert Smith, you know.
something's wrong with them. There's something wrong. No, there's something wrong with you when you're in your 20s and you're lying in a casket. There's something wrong with that. You should be an old man. You should live to a ripe old age. But the fact that you're thinking about that means that your thinking is already screwed up. Right?
They think we're supposed to be dead right now, you know?
Listen, man, when you run into these are guys that didn't have fathers that are mad at older.
They didn't have problems. I told you.
They didn't have fathers. They didn't have fathers.
That's not true. My father.
Well, Dollar Bill, what I'm saying, when you run into these guys.
So you got to hold on your square. My mother and father wrote the mayor, Lindsay, of New York to get us in the project. We were so poor that rats were coming into my crib. Some of my earliest remembrances is my father taking a rat and drowning it in the toilet. So you can't tell me with rats and roaches and poverty that I had it easy. I didn't have it easy. I thought the project was heaven when I got there because we didn't have no rats. We didn't have no roaches. But you know what? And I had people who hated me. I had white folks who couldn't stand me. But I understood that if I needed to do something, I had to get an education. I didn't want to do it. I wanted to be a businessman. But people wanted to pay me $3.35 an hour. So I had no choice but to go to college. I didn't want to spend 4 years in college, much less go back again and get master's degrees. I didn't want any of that. I wanted to do real estate. I wanted to sell insurance. And that's how I wanted to make my money. But nobody was going to take me serious. Okay, so I had to do something about it. Little too high. Can you hear me, guys?
Yeah, we get you. That was powerful.
You can't say that people have it easy. No, we didn't have computers.
Yeah, we didn't have half the stuff these kids have nowadays. Computers,
in your midst,
Xboxes, iPhones, scooters, all the stuff they had back there. We can only do. If we want to school, we had to make a go-kart. Remember that? Did you make a go-kart? I never could complete one.
In Baltimore. My grandmother lived in Baltimore, and we took some old, when they push carts, and the back out, and we had imagination, right?
We did, man. I wanted my go-kart so bad. Then I dreamed about getting like a lawnmower in there. Yeah. I had a friend of mine that did that shit, man. He had a lawnmower. He was zipping around, man, in that go-kart.
It was easier for y'all back then. Y'all didn't have to come up in a time like this where they give you all this media. Can I finish my point? They give you all this media and then they bombard you with a bunch of nonsense. We got young people that don't even know what they're doing to them.
People could come to this show and listen to people like myself, Diane Samir. There's alternatives, but black people don't want it.
I've heard of this show though, Colin.
I'm saying, but there's other shows out there. It's Brandon's show. You know, there's other shows. There's a lot of shows on YouTube.
There's like 15 million of us, Colin.
And people like this. People talk about Phil Scott. I know Phil Scott gets on my nerves sometimes, but I'd rather have black people listening to him than listen to all this garbage that even when it comes out to Tariq. I'd rather have people listen to Tariq than all this garbage that they put out there and stuff like that. I'm gonna have people listen to Umar Johnson. Everybody knows who Umar Johnson is. Support that brother. There's no excuse for embracing negativity and self-hate and self-destruction because you want to. That's it.
You can
see enough people out there telling you the right way to go. It's out there.
People across the world. We never had that. Okay, we never had the ability to see things simultaneously. We used to have to wait. Okay, the next day to see information.
We used to have to wait PBS. We live by PBS, brother.
How does that
Africa? We have to watch PBS Africa Hour, right? It goes 1 hour a whole week to talk about African issues or whatever like that. A public broadcasting station.
People got to stop making excuses, man.
Well, you're making excuses if you're saying that these things.
I'm not making any excuses.
Okay, then. So why are you comparing and contrasting today to then? It's the same thing.
The bottom line is this: We didn't have much, but we knew the truth of wrong from right. These people nowadays want to tribute life. Like I said, I asked on Diane's show today, right? And so it's a thing. Black people have basically bought into the thing where and we live in a world where nobody wants to take responsibility. So I asked about Elvis said something about fracking. I said, okay, Elvis, I know he's a liberal guy, so I knew you're gonna fall into my trap when I said this, right? I said, what do you think about the government paying for HIV medicine for? Yeah, I think it's good. The government, so the government should pay for somebody's irresponsible behavior. You know, y'all put that farmer bro dude in jail because he wanted to charge him $700 per pill. That's why they put him in jail. That he has no compassion. Well, he wants to make money. He got rich. You know, you want to engage in that thing. You want to live. You pay that when he asked for it. He wouldn't do that, so they come up with some charges against him and whatnot. And I said, so in other words, Medicare and Medicaid should cover somebody's lifestyle. Why not just tell them stop doing what you're doing? No, that's their lifestyle, whatnot. But the bottom line is, in other words, they don't want to take real responsibility over a lifestyle. If you go to the hospital, doc's going to tell you, I need you to drop 25 pounds or you're going to die, you know? And they're going to put you on a diet, right? But when it comes down to HIV and everything, the doctors are not allowed to say anything because you might be offensive, you know, to somebody's lifestyle, you know? That's the age we live in. And black people are like, oh, yeah, you know, we just have this world where everybody think they're entitled to something. We live in a world of entitlement.
These new young people are coddled, right? They're coddled. They have a phone where they can talk to people around the world. They can do business deals. They can go on. They can trade and learn how to do stocks. That guy who was killed, okay, out there in Bogota, this young man used to make his living, okay, doing stocks on his iPad.
Wow.
Been to several countries.
A young good brother, man.
He had been to several countries. In fact, he was on his way to Portugal after he left Colombia, right? These are opportunities that did not avail themselves when I was young, coming up. But you guys got them. And so you should be even less and least of the people, okay, who are talking the way that you're talking and doing the things, not you per se, but I'm talking about some of these young people who have no pride for themselves, who don't want to work hard, who don't want to put their money together, that they want to look good, but they don't want to work. They don't want to work hard. I know kids, right? Little children that are going to school now in the summer, they're making $15 and $16 an hour. But you know what they're doing with that money? They're spending every dime of it. They're not saving any money. They're not trying to make it and do something with it. And so you're going to say that's the white man's problem too? He's the one that's making them do it because you have so many things that you can get? No, that's not
if you're asking me, it depends what you mean, but overall, yes, it is. Overall, listen, we got to be real about this. Like I told you,
the white man
I believe the black man is just afraid of the white man. You're going to do mental gymnastics.
Have a house.
To know who you
are. Send my children.
Strategy, you know.
And I did it.
The black man is afraid of the white man. So he's going to do mental
in other words, basically, okay,
to blame it on everything except the man right in front of him.
Which is we may like. Let me give you a perfect example of what I'm talking about. Every group of people go through trials and tribulations. That's just a part of life. No one's going to give you anything, whatever like that. And China, you think China, when they got a trade deficit with America because America just handed over to them? No, they had to scheme and they got what they want. Same through the Japanese. They did what they got they want. Everybody does that. You know, everybody does that. But the black man in America, right? He would rather sit back, not do anything, right? And say, okay, well, how come you haven't made any progress towards this? Like I said the other night on the show, last night on the show, I said, look, there's the government of America hands out $900 billion a year worth of procurement. That's goods and services they purchase from the vendors in the general public. Anybody could be a vendor selling or servicing the United States government and agencies and everything like that. They use the private sector, but the black people say, you know, some caller, I was hear what you're saying. Let's put a BAO task force together to study this thing so we can give people ideas. No, you don't want to do that. Nobody wants to do that. All they want to do is sit back and let 5 years go by. We have nothing because the white man's oppressing us and blah, 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 blah. I'm tired of it, bro. I'm tired of it.
No, I mean it's not because the white oppression don't mean you shouldn't do nothing. You know what I'm
Oh,
saying?
that's what
what dollar bill
if they're oppressed, it gives them an outlet, not just not do nothing, but not try hard enough.
No. But what I'm saying is what Dollar Bill just described, everything he said, I'm doing that. I off my phone, off of YouTube, I figured out how to I got a skill completely.
That's you, but you're not basically if somebody young person listens to your message right now.
What I'm saying,
I could just blame the white man for him on my shortcomings.
No, but what I'm saying, I'm not going to tell him that because why would I be saying it if I'm not using it as an excuse? You know what I'm saying? I found the angle. It was hard for me in corporate America. Corporate America was hard for me. I was 6'4", 300-pound black man. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not about to be acting gay and all that like all them dudes in upper management. So I had to find a way. You know what I'm saying? I don't believe in making excuses. So that I'm not saying that, but we have to be realistic about the situation.
We all know, bro. Like what you call it? We all run through the same hurdles. No black man in America thinks this is a paradise, whatever like that. You taught that when we were little, you have to be 10 times as good to be considered. We're taught that. We were growing up, right? I was never led to believe that this was a fair country, whatever like that. I was always taught, my mother especially. Or something, yeah, they, I don't see nobody black there. I'm like, nah, man, it's all good because I grew up in an integrated school. We don't think like that. And then when I got older, I understood, yeah, there's racism there. But still, though, my parents still had expectations on me to still succeed regardless. It didn't matter. You just have to fight harder and run faster. As simple as that. Well, we have people like now just don't want to do anything at all. They want to make
I don't know. I mean, is there people saying that because of white supremacy, you shouldn't do anything?
But that's what it sounds like. It sounds like people like, well, the reason why we have self-hate because of white supremacy. No, we choose to.
I mean, but we
you could basically if we see a movie that's promoting white supremacy, like white supremacy images and everything, we don't have to go see that. We see a video like Rick Ross. He don't have no dark-skinned women in this video, all freaking racial ambiguous. We don't have to sit there and watch that. Turn the channel. But we choose to do that.
Okay, but Kala, how do people get the mindset to reject that?
Well, you got to basically have if you don't have any self-love, then
how do you get self-love? See what
this is what I'm telling you. Let's get back to Kamala. Let me say this. Let me get back to Kamala. This is why I think, like, I listened to a lot of black people on TikTok. Trust me, I did my homework, right? There's a lot of black people who basically said, look, I feel like a friggin' fool. We voted for this guy Biden over Trump. Things were good over Trump, whatnot. We voted for this guy. He did absolutely nothing and whatnot. Now, not only do they want, it's the one thing that's her to campaign. She has every right to campaign for black people. Nothing wrong with that, right? But the idea that we have no agency, that means people are like D.L. Hughley, browbeating us for we dare to question why this lady is expects our vote for nothing. And they basically telling us we have no choice. Just get out there and vote. That is so friggin' disrespectful. And then basically saying she's a black woman when we know for a fact of the matter she did not have the life of a black woman in America. Being a black woman in America is not easy.
No, this is the thing. A
life for a black woman.
You're making my point. These people are Democratic shills sent by white supremacist Democrats. Let me finish.
They go along with this stuff. I know the only credibility she brought have is she uses our entertainment. They brought out Stevie Wonder. Who else they brought out? They brought all these people. The Democratic convention, whatnot. Why?
These are all assets of white supremacy. These are the people who are being trotted out. Yes, the Democrats are who are white supremacists.
Oh, right. So bottom line is, if you call it white supremacy, I just think they just do what.
You don't want to admit that it's white supremacy because then
I just say people make everything.
You just want to deal with black people.
I just white supremacy. It's basically black disrespect. Bring out Megan Thee Stallion to twerk at a political event. That's disrespect. That ain't white supremacy. That's disrespect.
Yeah, by white supremacists. Who brought it? The Democratic Party.
Now hold on. Now you said something interesting, Mufasa. Now, are you saying that Kamala Harris is a white supremacist?
No, she's an asset. Well, you have to
Okay,
be white.
so
You have to be
so
white
why
to be a white
why
supremacist.
if she's asset of white supremacy, why do we have to embrace her at all?
We don't.
You know,
We
that's what I
don't.
said.
But the
She's not
point.
black,
This is where I was trying
and
to go,
she's
though, Colin.
supporting white
What I
supremacy and everything like that. So what are we arguing about? You
What
know?
I'm trying to what I'm trying to say is, like, you brought up DL Hughley and all these people who are trying to basically shove this lady down our throat, just like they do with all these other Democratic candidates. This is the environment that our people are being raised up in, and there's
No,
no
but black
second
people are
opinion
rejecting that.
that
You
they
see,
have.
we got social media now.
Okay, but
Black
they
people
might
are
be
rejecting
rejecting
that, you
this
know.
one
And you're
thing.
telling me that black people still gonna go out there for a strong. I'm telling you, it's a different day.
No,
happening
they.
right
Oh
now.
yeah, they definitely will. They
No,
definitely
I don't think so.
I bet you 50 push-ups. You got to give if you give us 50.
Mustafa,
I'll
one,
give you 50
I don't see what
push-ups
you're
on
talking about. I don't
screen.
think black
Mustafa,
people
If
are
black
about
people don't.
Kamala. You know, she may get more votes than Trump, but it ain't gonna be no avalanche. There's gonna be a lot of black people staying home this year.
let me
You
tell you,
know, the voter turnout's gonna be low.
Mustafa, you know what a con game is,
Yeah.
right? In order for what do you think it takes to be conned by someone?
You have to want you have to be greedy. You have to want the scam.
Yeah, right. So you have to think that you're getting something for nothing, right?
Right.
So you're gonna say it's white supremacy that is causing this. I'm saying to you, it's black self-hatred, because black self-hatred is accepting white supremacy. Nobody's forcing them to do the things that they're doing because they believe in their heart of their hearts that they're going to get something for nothing. Even when she told black people, I'm not giving you anything. Do you
And
think
the biggest question, Dollar Bill, is what do black people that like Kamala get? The fact that a woman, we could use her as this as a new image of black people. That's how self-hating we are. You know, we want to. Black people would love to erase our identity and have her be the model. So let's say black people. Let's put it on the table. Let's say black people basically want light skin representation, everything across the board, right? That sounds full. We want a new race. You know, some people have did that before. We want to lighten our race. We want to do this like that. It happened in South America. It happened in Asia and everything. Lighten the race up.
They
Whatever.
do it in every single president in Jamaica's been light-skinned.
Okay, so the bottom line, if that's the way we're headed towards, just say that, right? But don't basically. Then a question you got to ask is, what does that say to our young girls who already suffer with self-esteem problems?
Get you a white man.
Yeah, but this is the thing, though, Kyla. Who put Kamala
See,
Harris?
you go back to the thing. You're doing it yourself.
Have that, like, bro, we didn't do it.
No, you're doing it yourself. You choose to do this. You choose to do that. I know Negroes who got that colorism thing. It had nothing to do with no white people. Just
No,
that
but what I'm saying is, Kamala, when we talk about Kamala Harris comes from
hold
the
on.
Democratic Party.
Hold on, Mustafa. When we were growing up, how was the Chinese man depicted on the screen?
Through kung fu movies.
No, before kung fu movies,
in Hollywood, they were convinced emasculated.
they
Like
like
in the movie
poor,
Ghoulies or
poverty,
Gremlins, I
farmers.
walked out.
see, all of these movies, Chinese didn't even play in these movies. Charlie Chan was played by white people.
Yeah.
And they didn't call them Asians, they call them Orientals. Right? And so these people didn't accept the shucking, and they were shucking and jiving.
They made their own films.
So they decided to go out and Run Shaw
Run Shaw.
decided to make their own films.
Run Shaw.
Right?
Like David Chang.
Exactly.
Long.
Their own heroes. They started producing their own shows and delivering their own message on who and what they are.
When I grew up on kung fu movies, right? I grew up on kung fu movies, right? Let me tell you something, Fasa. My image of Chinese was reverence because I used to watch kung fu movies religiously, you know? But when I went there and watched either the Goonies or the Gremlins, one of those, right? And they had some old Chinese wizard in there. I was like, I remember I was 16, summer 84. I think, which one of those came out? Goonies or Gremlins that year, you know? Anyway, I saw that, man, how the Chinese were still stereotyped the American way. I got up, paper ticket, and walked the hell out because I did not like the way the Chinese were to play. So I had such a respect for the Chinese because I used to love kung fu movies so much. The Chinese thing. Remember Master Killer, Dollar Bill?
Yeah.
6 Chambers. Remember Lil Lay when he played the general?
Yep.
You know, the strong Asian character he played.
All of those themes were nationalist themes.
Yeah, and not only that, then Lil Lay came to Hollywood and they made a movie and he was like a clown. He was like searching for this woman and whatnot. He was like sort of a fighter, but he was like a prelude to the Jackie Chan Coming to America, whatever like that. It was in a Western, right? And it was like it was completely outside of the character I saw him in Shaw Brothers, you know. And so, but the bottom line, I said, man, please just. I was saying to myself, he should just go. It was called like one of those racist movie ever because they kept calling him Chink and everything like that, you know. I said, nah, I can't watch this shit, you know. And so anyway, they fought back by creating their own film industry when and it like Bruce Lee, you know, changed the image of Asians to the world.
Well, you know, it was their responsibility, right? And they didn't look to white people to say, "Oh, it's white supremacy." We can't keep using these antiquated ideas that we're going to wait for somebody else to liberate us as a people. We have to take responsibility, collective responsibility for ourselves, and to look at certain things in our neighborhood and say there's something wrong with that. We can do better than that, right? And it's not an individual thing. It's a collective thing. And so all of this making an excuse and why immigrants are doing this and why immigrants are doing that, I don't really particularly care. I didn't care when I was in school. I don't understand why these guys care, right? If there's only 4.5 immigrants in the United States and there's 45 million African Americans, why are you worried about what they're doing?
So I could never understand that, you know. That one I'll never understand.
But you're not worried about the Latinos. You're not worried about,
and they're not worried about the white people either. The black people seem more concerned about other
Chinese, right? You're not worried about none of those people, okay, who are using the immigrants against you because they don't want you and the immigrants to find something common that y'all could work together, right? That's the problem, and they don't see that's the problem, so they double down on it. They double down on the ignorance. And then we're not supposed to say something because if we say something, we just old ends.
You know, we're ignoring white supremacy, the real problem. You know, people say, oh, the real problem. No, the real problem is Negroes, you know. You know, they act as a hand in white supremacy. You deal with that first, you know. And when you're fighting somebody, right, the fist is going to hit you, right? But the bottom line, the signal from the fist comes from the brain. But even though that's the case, right? You don't hit the brain. You got to stop the fist. You know, that's why when I do martial arts, you got to trap the hand, stop the fist, stop him from hitting you. You know, and then you go to him. But you say, well, the reason why he could swing on you because he's smart. Well, it doesn't matter. You got to stop what's hitting you. What's hitting us is black people hitting us right now. You know, whether it's white supremacy, is the brain behind it or not.
I'm going to put in the chat, Dr. Amos Wilson's Black on Black Violence, the Psychodynamics of Black Self-Annihilation. Self-annihilation.
Exactly.
The service of white domination. Right? So we are following the script. Dr. Amos talked about it. He talked about Pavlov's dogs and how we're psychologically following the script of self-hatred. So we're turning on each other.
Exactly. I said this years ago when black people, it's going to get worse too. We're going to end up turning on each other, you know, because it's self-hate. The white man, you can't be a defeated people in society. Basically, that's why I said it's time for a black nationalist revival. Black nationalism is unapologetically pro-black, you know, and black pride. When I learned black nationalism watching Chinese. Because remember the movie Fist of Legend, Dollar Bill?
Oh yeah, Jet Li.
All about Jet Li. That was all about Chinese national. That was a real hero back in the days, you know. It was based on like the same story of Bruce Lee, Chinese Connection, or Fist of Fury, you know. But the bottom line is, we on one part of Chinese Connection said we're doing this martial arts, we're going to uplift our nation and whatnot, you know. So that's Chinese nationalism, you know. That's legitimate. We have to have black nationalism. You know, the uplift. The nationalist is a hero. He's a champion of his people. You know, he's a hero.
I have this argument with Baruti all the time, and I said it's not the problem that we don't know that we're African. I know I'm gonna get it tomorrow or later on tonight. He's gonna call me and get on me. I always tell him it's not the problem. We don't know a lot of us that we're African, but the problem is even with Africans, they don't know they're black.
Exactly.
They don't understand their blackness.
He's talking about this Ubuntu stuff. I say Ubuntu. Do Ubuntu have a bank? Is there a Ubuntu bank? You know, line of credit. Is there a Ubuntu grant writing association? No. What's the tangibles out of Ubuntu? You know, that can help us bring us together onto something real.
So when I tell them they need to take some of that culture and put culture where culture belongs, in museums.
Exactly.
So people can go and study culture, but they need to put their blackness first.
Yeah, we're black. In this world right here, it's all about being black. And that's
They
how we survive.
another person who's in another ethnic group or social class and say, oh, that's them, and have ambivalence toward them because they're not in their ethnic group. You see, white people understood this. White people understood that they had to give up that clanness and they had to take those ethnic groups and save them for parades.
Yeah, the St. Patty's Day parade and all that, you know.
Those American parades. Nobody marries outside of his ethnic group more than the Italians do.
Yep.
Right? Because they wanted to get away from that mafia stuff. They wanted to get into the collectiveness of whiteness. And so whiteness didn't even exist into the 1600s.
Yep, the Bacon Rebellion.
Right? There was no such thing as whiteness. But as soon as they understood that we could go to Africa like the Arabs did, and we can get some people to come here and we can distinguish ourselves from them,
yep,
that they were dark, and we can take everything that's wrong about life and put it on their blackness and put it on their darkness, that we can exploit them, that we can say, you know,
forever.
You come from a different ethnic group. You're not like them, right? And you can exploit it and you feel like, oh, that's your friend, and they're giving you stuff, and then eventually they sell you into slavery too. That's the problem. That's the issue. Why we can't go forward in modernity, right? But we can sit up here and talk about Haitians and talk about Jamaicans as if we're different people. And a lot of people believe that nonsense.
Right. Because it has to be, we have to have power in our blackness. And then everybody was like, oh, I'm black first, you know? That's why Baruti keeps talking about Ubuntu. Until there's power behind it, it really means nothing. Till we get some black power, you know, it really don't mean nothing, you know? And I'm sorry, I was an Afrocentric enough for 30-something years, and it got me nowhere. You know, we need black power, you know? You know, we need black power. We need African countries to step up, man, you know, and join us in this black nationalist and black power movement, you know, the black identity movement.
They do it. They're scared.
You're scared.
Gentlemen, do you think it's fair to say that there's a disconnect between the older generation and the younger generation?
No, I don't think it's a disconnect, because I look at guys like David and this other guy Wise that call in here. They're young guys and they understand what we be talking about. No, I just think some people are stuck. The disconnect between those people who want to live in white society and all stuff like this. It was, on one hand, believe in this stupid multiracial stuff and everything. They believe in multicultural racialism, blah 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 blah, and they know the reality of being black. They just want to accept the fact that in order for us to get someplace, we got to basically love ourselves. You know, we have to be black first. You know, if you believe in multiculturalism, whatever like that, we're black. You know, and you have to define who you are. You have to have a sense of exclusivity. You know, who's black and who's not. You know, if you don't have that, you have nothing. It's like when you join the mafia, and not everybody could join the mafia. You have to have all Italian ancestry. You know, you have to have a bloodline. There's dudes, even in Nigeria, right? You can't just marry into, you know, they're going to check out you. They want to know your background your bloodline, who you're from, and everything. Only in Black America can anybody just come in and don't even have our story, don't have our they're not part of our story, nothing, and we just accept them because we have so much self-hate in Black America. That's the truth. We have so much hate in Black America that anybody could just come up here and represent us.
We've accepted self-hatred, and I don't just think it's Black America. I think it's all over the African diaspora.
Yeah, well, we're the worst, though. You gotta admit, we're the worst.
Oh, I don't know, because you know why? I would never put in there a Black nation out of many people come one. I wouldn't.
Yeah, they're bad, but when they come to America, I don't know. Yeah, like I said, I'm just like this. When people blatantly, this woman has nothing to do with us, right? And people are trying to claim her, and she hasn't even claimed us and whatnot because we just see that light skin and whatever, and we just want to, oh yeah, oh wow, man, you know, she's one of us. Whatever. Imagine having, like Ricky Smollett, imagine having a Black woman being sworn in by a Black Supreme Court justice. It's sick.
You know what? And I don't really, to me, to be honest with you, I don't even care so much about her Blackness. My whole thing is that I don't like her is because she came out and said she's not going to do anything for Black people.
And she said she's Indian American. Yeah. My thing with her is that, like Obama, she's running on Black people's moral credit in America.
But look at Clarence Thomas. He's African American, but he's another traitor.
Yeah.
Right? So I would never vote for him.
Yeah. The only thing about that is the fact that, you know, if you're a Black Republican, you're race traitor, that's one thing, right? But what I hate is when people basically come around like they're one of us and everything like that when it's convenient for them. You know, I hate that. You know, if you're just a no good person.
But look at the co-contributors. Look at Ricky Smiley and look at these other guys who are African American, and they're doing the same thing. The Spike Lees and all of these, because he went to Howard and she went to Howard. So she has all of these co-conspirators who are African Americans.
Yeah, and the bottom line is, what does it tell you? It tells you that while they was in college, they never really built anything. We don't. In other words, you in HBCU, and you mean to tell me you come out of HBCU, and why do you think right now our culture is so messed up? Why people could believe that they're Aboriginals and the Indians and stuff like that? That's who's going to our culture. People who can't even say, "Okay, we're Black. This is our identity." Other people have agency over who they are. You know. The Japanese, you can't just come out of nowhere and say, I'm a Japanese. They're like, no, you're not Japanese.
But you know what I blame it? Africa has to share some of this too. Africa has to share because these individuals, these FBAs, all of this stuff would go away overnight if Africa would lay claim to its diaspora.
It doesn't. You know, it doesn't.
Africa would say, these are my people. I'm claiming them. Not just in America and the rest of the Americas and Latin America, although I got an issue with the Latin America, some of it, but those people who want to be Black and share a Black experience, right? Africa is not calling them back home. Yeah. Okay. And that's one of the issues. That's why they're allowed to do the things that they're allowed to do, right? Because Africa forgot about us.
We're like, Africa is like a deadbeat parent, right? Who abandoned his children when it never took any responsibility. That's just sad. Really sad, you know. That's what Zongo gets up here running his mouth. Zongo says, what did he say? At least they have a good career and their names, career, sellout stuff. The other hand, college selling pipe dreams are called African. African is a mentality. Before we even have a land, I want us to become a people first. You know, I may never see the land, the African land, you know, in my lifetime. But I want us to become a people again, an identity. You know, that's what I'm saying. I know who's my people. You know, if your ancestors were on those plantations in the South and everything like that, you are not one of me. If your ancestors didn't come over through the Ma'afa, the Holocaust, you didn't cross the Atlantic in that terrible Holocaust and everything, that passage, that Middle Passage and everything like that, you are not one of us. You don't basically
Zongo. Carla, I put a couple things in the chat where Kamala Harris is saying she's talking about African Americans, and she said what we should do as African Americans.
Well, how was when is she not African American? Well, how is she? Who is she to speak
Yeah,
about?
well,
us,
she didn't say this in the FBA days. This was back when people were.
Well, the
just
bottom
like,
line, like I said, everybody uses Black America to get what they want to get, and when they get what they want to get and whatnot, they go off into their whiteness and everything like that. I ain't buying that crap, you know.
Well, no, I mean, I'm just you asked me to send it to you.
No, I
so
want to hear,
sent
and when
it
she
to you.
specifically, because there's a lot of people that call themselves African American, right? How not even Black at all. I don't understand that. Everybody, they're calling Kamala the first African American, and she's not even Black. She never once said that I'm African American or African American. African American is defined by status of the transatlantic slave trade. Let me give you a perfect example.
No. But that's what it is now. But that's not what it used to be.
No, well, it's always been like that. You know,
No, it wasn't like that. If you were black, you
in
were just black.
1787, right? The Philadelphia Inquirer had an article called "I Am an African American." We had the African Methodist Episcopal Church, the African Missionary Baptist, African Repository. We had a strong identity of who we were. And we had Indians here at the same time. They said they were Indian. They were from India. They were Hindus and everything like that. They were not Africans.
No,
Well, you
what
can't
I'm
just
saying
come in
is
now-
if a black person came here from another place, they wouldn't say, "Oh, you're not an African American."
No. If you look, you see what you're doing is confusing. Kamala's not Black. She's not a black person.
Oh,
of Black
Colin,
descent.
you asked me to send it to you. I sent it.
Well, I
to
know.
you.
I'm looking at it, and when it's garbage. There's nothing to say. Not saying anything.
Oh, on her White House description, it says Black and it says Asian, and then it says,
Black Asian, but the bottom line is it doesn't matter. That's
and then
it.
she has a video
identify
where
as a
she
Black
says what we need to do as what
What-
I
what-
believe
what
we
need to do
need to
what?
do as African
Hold
Americans.
up. When she was Attorney General in California, she locked up a young girl, a Black woman, for truancy when she had nothing to do. Her kids skipped school, and she got she put a lady there. She almost had a guy executed.
What does that have to do with the
in
price of tea in
California
China?
by withholding information? The bottom line is Black people don't do that. She threw
Bullshit.
Black people
Yeah,
under
they
the bus,
do.
and
Okay,
then
what do you
she
call,
always
the dude,
handed to
the
illegal
coon in the
aliens.
Supreme
She let
Court? He's
illegal
doing it.
aliens. She let this one illegal alien off the hook, right? Didn't prosecute him. He ended up killing a woman. So she candidates to the illegal alien crowd, the gays, all the other people like that. That's another thing. There's no identity for Black people. When do we get to be the people who are illegal Black? What is Black? Just you're a curse or something, or we are a specific ethnic group and a people with a history. What is our
Black is a
agency?
race. Black is a race.
Black doesn't always mean
Is
oppressed.
a immediate African
Yeah,
descent.
so the bottom, yeah, it's a race. It's also a story. It's also a story. African Americans is a story. That's my
Black
story.
is not our ethnicity. There's a difference between race and ethnicity. Our ethnicity is a
No, the
story.
bottom line is
Black is a
ethnicity,
race
but it's my
of
story.
all Black people. Frenchie is Black. I'm Black.
It's my story. Black
Everybody's
people is my
Black.
story. She does not have my story.
No, I know that, but Kala, all I'm saying is you said it, and I'm showing you. And then there's even more.
I'm looking at the thing, man. It's not saying anything, bro.
If you go on her White House thing, the very first line says the first Black, the first whatever Asian. Matter of fact,
Yeah,
let me read
the
it for
bottom
the
line-
people.
the
He don't
bottom
want to
line,
put it
that
up.
don't mean
It says
anything.
on January
That don't mean- how do
20th,
you know she-
2021, Kamala Harris was sworn in as Vice President, the first woman, the first Black American, and the first South Asian American.
Hold up. This is where you're being disingenuous, right? Half the stuff that Kamala has about her is written by somebody else. Like they're saying Kamala wants to build a wall. She hasn't said that. Or her handlers put this stuff out about her. That she wants to build a wall and she wants to do all this stuff and everything. She's never said
Okay,
that.
we'll play
She's
the
never
C-SPAN
came out of
video.
her mouth and said, hold up, she never came out of her mouth and said that I'm gonna friggin' build a wall. She never said anything like this. And this was Tavis Smiley's show, you know. And the bottom line is this: Tavis Smiley's a leftist and
2401.
everything.
Go to timestamp
And so the bottom
2401.
line,
She's
Tavis
gonna
Smiley,
say we
Tavis Smiley
as
basically
African
changed his
Americans.
opinion after Obama. Because you know what Tavis Smiley said about Obama? He said, I can't really call him Black because he didn't have slaves. Said, and everybody in the Black community came down Tavis Smiley. He stopped doing his Black State of the Union addresses.
I
and
never
everything
knew he
like
said
that.
that. Well, hold
Yeah,
on.
he
He only
said
said
that.
that because he was mad at Obama though.
But yeah, but the
He
bottom
was-
line is,
Yeah.
but he said, look, he don't have a slave descendant, so he can't really consider him Black. He don't have our history. That's what
Yeah, but
Tavis
that's
Smiley
not true.
said. Yeah, that's what he said.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's a false statement if he used those.
Oh,
exact
how
words.
is it false? The Obama doesn't have our history. What are you talking about?
He doesn't have our history, but Colin, you don't say
Well,
black.
how
Black
so
is a
he
race.
doesn't have our history.
You got to say African
So how
American.
can he call himself an African American?
Say what?
He's half Kenyan, half white. You know, raised in Hawaii.
Well,
What the hell does he
the
have to do with
African
Black
American
Americans?
is the class. That's how people
No, it's
have
not. You
classified
can't
as
just
black.
come. You can't just come and call yourself an African American.
They've been doing it for years, Colin. They already been doing it.
No,
It's
no,
only
I
now
know
that people are
that's what I'm saying.
delineating.
No, you got. That's why you got people out here now calling themselves Native American. Everything. There's no thing. I'm coming here to set order in our race. I don't consider Barack Obama African American. I don't consider Kamala. If you want to do that, that's fine. It's on you. But you're never going to.
No, they're not African American. But
Well, they're not. They're not one of. They're not one of
Well,
me.
I don't know. The
I don't
jury's out
identify
on.
with them whatsoever.
The jury's out on if Kamala Harris is black. But every time I ask people, "Is she black?" and give me the proof, they
Well, I
just
don't
start
know,
getting
but
angry and
bottom line-
emotional. But
bottom
nobody
line
gives
is,
me the proof.
You know for the fact of the matter is she's not black. You know.
How do
She's
I
not
know
black.
that, Colin? How do I know that for a fact?
She's not one. She
How do I
don't
know
look
that?
black. She don't look black, and she's
She
not
does look
black at
black.
all.
How she don't look black?
There's no, she don't look black at all. She's like a white woman.
Bro, she look like a light-skinned chick with
No,
a
she
perm.
does not like no light-skinned black woman. She's like a white
She
woman.
like a light-skinned lady.
You know
with
what I'm
a
saying? She looks no. She's about
she
black.
has the same skin
But she
tone
does.
as
She
my
does. No, she
grandmother.
doesn't. No, she doesn't. No,
She
she
has the
doesn't.
same skin tone as my great grandmother.
I don't give it.
My
I don't believe
grandmother
that. No, I don't believe that.
Marianne.
I don't believe that whatsoever.
do I need to put
I
a
don't believe
picture?
it. There's black people that got pale skin. That don't mean anything. They're really black, but she's not black.
Oh, let me see if
You
I
know?
can put a picture of me and my grandma on.
You know what I'm saying? She's not black. She's not black. I know you guys want to claim. That's what I'm saying. You guys talk about go to Africa and
Colin,
everything.
you're deflecting because you don't have any proof.
You guys want to go. Like,
I don't care about Kamala Harris. I'm probably gonna vote for Trump. If you want to be real,
my great grandfather passed
I
away.
voted for Trump last election.
You'll never be put a picture of my great grandfather up on this thing because I don't want nobody thinking I'm proud of the fact that my great grandfather passed away. You know, but you guys basically call yourself Pan Africans, Black nationalists, and you're so proud of that friggin' racial ambiguous stuff. You know, that's why we're losing. You wonder what's going on?
No, but Colin, it's just a reality. Dollar Bill. Okay, so Dollar Bill just posted. What is this video, Dollar Bill?
Dollar Bill, a video of Kamala Harris calling herself an Indian with another dark-skinned Indian woman who's an actress. By the way, her brother.
Oh, this video. She didn't say that, bro. She said half my family. The girl.
Hold up 1 second. Plus, the woman who's interviewing her brother, who's a dark-skinned Indian, wrote a book how he lied and got into law school posing as an African American.
Remember that guy? I remember that guy, right? I remember him.
You play a little of that, Colin. She's going to introduce herself.
I remember that.
She's going to introduce herself right there. If you could just play the first couple of minutes of that, she'll tell you exactly who she is.
No, she's not gonna say anything. Mindy's gonna say it.
Tell you exactly who she is.
Okay, well,
Mindy is gonna say you're Indian. Go.
We'll listen to masala is an Indian
not
dish.
liking my Indian food. Can I just tell you?
Is that what's called masala? Mississippi masala movie is Indian. Kamala's an Indian name.
Hi! I love that you're coming to the kitchen already. Like you live here. This is so nice. Are you stressed for making Indian food?
Oh my God, you do have a taste just. Oh my, you have no idea. This is how my mother kept all of her stuff.
This is so funny. I told my dad I was like bringing over the stuff from the store. He's like, obviously, I put them in Taster's Choice.
But this literally was how my mother kept all of this stuff.
It's so
would have
funny.
What is that?
Do they tell each
I
other?
don't know.
Hi guys, it's Mindy. I'm here in my kitchen, and today we are cooking, but we have a very special guest. Very special. Senator Kamala Harris.
Hi guys.
Wait, so here's what I want to know.
Okay.
Is it respectful to
Yeah,
call?
well,
I
she's
should
like
be
a
calling
black
you
woman,
Senator
right?
Harris.
Hi, guys.
right?
It's just a white woman.
That's not on my birth certificate.
Okay.
Call
Kamala?
me, yes, please.
Because the Indian in me, I feel like my parents,
Just
my
don't
dad
call
will
me-
watch this.
Just don't call me auntie.
Okay. I won't call you auntie. They'll be like, how could you call her by her first name? She's worked so hard. Okay, so what we're gonna cook today
Okay.
is an Indian recipe.
Yes.
Because Yes. You are Indian.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, and I don't know that everybody knows that, but I find that wherever I go and I see Indian people at the supermarket, on the street, everyone's like, Kamala Harris is Indian, right? It's like our thing we're so excited about to have you running for president.
Yeah.
So we're both Indian,
Yes.
but actually we're both South Indian.
Yes.
I
You look
ain't
like
no
the
bleeding
entire one half of my family.
Okay, thank you.
You do.
I've been telling
You
people
hear
we're
that?
related
You hear
already,
that?
so this is
You fix that
perfect. It's
part?
basically true. And so were you
Rewind
raised
that,
eating
Colin.
South Indian food?
South Indian food.
What?
Lots of rice and yogurt, potato curry.
What? She
dal,
said she was
rice,
Indian, you know?
Idli.
She
Indian.
said half my family.
She said the
Like
bottom
the
line,
entire
she's
one half of
Indian.
my family.
Okay,
Say
thank
nothing
you.
about being black.
I've been telling people
You
we're
do.
related already, so
Yeah.
this is perfect.
You
It's
mentioned
basically true.
being black.
And
She
so
said
were
half
you
my
raised
family.
eating
You
South
know what I'm saying?
Indian
Having
food?
South Indian
white.
food.
She's
Lots
also
of rice
white
and
too.
yogurt, potato curry.
Irish
dal,
ancestry
lots
too.
of dal, idli.
Yes, Italy. That's a deep cut. Okay, so what we're cooking today is two things. One of the South Indian staples is dosa, which is
She
kind of like
identifies
a
with Indian
sourdough
culture.
crepe. And then
Okay,
we're going to
did you
make a
just
potato
hear
curry,
her
which is the traditional
say half my
Check
family?
that out.
Yeah, but she said
So
half.
we're doing it the
Indian,
old-fashioned
bro.
way, which is I printed out
And
a
the other
recipe
part
on the
is
internet.
freaking
Okay, I'm ready.
white
Okay, so when I told my
indigenous
dad that I was going to be
native
cooking
Indians
South
on
Indian
the
food for
island
you,
of
yes,
Jamaica,
extremely
Tiano,
excited.
something like
I shall get the spices, but he
and
took
Irish,
them
you
all,
know,
You
that's
gotta
all the
pause
Indian
the
spices, and
thing.
he
We
put them
can't hear
in.
you.
In the taster's
She's not-
choice
she
jars,
got
and this is
no
exactly what
African
my
ancestry.
mother would do.
You
So when
gotta
I
pause
walked
the
in and
video.
saw
I
this,
can't hear you
literally,
over
I
there.
didn't know it was actually a thing.
You guys want to claim
I
her.
guess
She's
it's
a
an
freaking white
Indian
It
woman, man.
apparently
Come on.
is a thing.
Okay, cool.
Mufasa, I
So
thought
this
you
is
was
all
pro-black.
Pause
ingredients.
the
Okay,
video.
And
Colin.
then
Hold
it
up, hold
does
up,
take a
video.
really
hold up.
long time to make the
Yes.
batter.
Hold up.
So
She's a freaking white woman, dude. You know, that's a white. She's a cool.
No,
Look how
what
pale
all
she is.
but did you
That's
did
a-
you hear her?
she's
Did
a
you hear
white-
her
she's a
say
white
half my?
woman. She's more white than she is even Indian, bro.
Did you hear her say half my family?
Yeah, but that doesn't mean she's half her family black.
If you look at the other lady, right? See how dark she is?
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
that's.
if I see the other lady
Kamala
looks
has more
Indian.
white in her.
She is a South Indian, right? South Asian. And you can see those South Asians are dark-skinned Indian people. And they will tell you, and I know quite a few of them, they are not black. They don't care how dark their skin is.
Yup, they'll tell you I ain't black.
Tell you, I am not black. In fact, this lady who's supposedly full South Asian is even darker than Camilla. So is she black too?
I never said Indians are black. I don't do that.
No, I'm asking you a question.
No.
Is she black?
she's
Is
not
the other lady
black.
black too, Mufasa?
Is who?
Why don't we just make? Hold on. Why don't we just call Gandhi the friggin' the most racist man in the 20th century? Why don't we just make him black too? Why don't we?
Listen, all I'm saying is you first you said you had proof, you didn't have it. Then
Yeah, I
you
do
said
have
you
proof.
had
There's the proof right here. She said
She
she
just
what
said
she
half my family.
You make an Indian dish and whatnot. She make an Indian dish when she
Her
said
mother
yes.
is Indian.
Her
Colin,
family's
like she
Indian.
grew up. Her mother grew up cooking her Indian food.
Yeah, the bottom
And
line,
she
she's
said,
Indian,
"This
bro.
looks just like my mother."
She's Indian. You know, she's Indian. She's not black.
But she is Indian, but she also.
But what? But what? There's no but. Nothing.
I
you
mean,
know?
okay, you
Oh,
haven't
yeah,
proven to
give
me.
it up. You guys always want to claim these
Prove
people
it.
that don't want to claim you.
What
You
I'm
know?
saying
They
is,
don't
if
wanna
you
claim you. She
no,
doesn't
I
wanna
showed
claim
you where
you.
she's claiming it though, Colin.
Hold on. Why are you trying to claim something that don't want to claim you? That's
Colin,
self-hate.
all of
Is a
this,
white
all
man-
I asked you for was
Mufasa,
to
is a
prove
white
it.
man making you claim Kamala? She doesn't want to claim you. She doesn't think you're worth it. You know?
Okay,
She
but
doesn't
you
like
keep deflecting. I don't care about Kamala Harris.
Oh, so
not
why
one
are you
bit,
trying to
not
why
one
are you
iota.
trying to include her? Why are you trying to tether yourself to her?
Because I'm not tethering myself. I
Yes,
just
you
wanted
are.
to know.
You tether
All
yourself.
this started. I
Yeah,
asked you.
You want to identify with her because
See, this I know you from New York because this is what fast talk people do. When you corner them on a fact, they start saying all type of stuff to filibuster.
I'm not
But all I'm
filibustering,
asking is
no.
show me the fact of how you know she's not.
Well,
You're
what
saying
can
that her
play
father
the
is
video?
black.
What could you play the video?
what we have is this great company, this Indian company actually
Oh.
makes
Indian
ready to
company,
make.
again.
You can get it at the Indian store. So
Okay.
we're
Indian
busy.
store.
It's
Yeah.
dripping.
Okay.
It's
Oh yeah,
fine.
it's dripping. Okay. So South Indians, it's vegetarian. It's all
Yes.
vegetarian. So when we were growing up and we'd go to India, and my
You go to
grandfather
India.
was a
Has she
little
been to Africa?
mischievous. So my grandmother, of course, was like strictly
been to
no,
Jamaica?
nothing. If it had a mother,
Jamaica's
it was
not
not getting
freaking
eaten.
Africa, bro. Jamaica
And
has
if my
white
grandmother
folks.
would go out of
Have you
town,
seen
my
these
grandfather
kids?
would
She's not
then
directly from
I'm not
Africa.
going to the
he'd
Kingston
get
or
very
the Black
mischievous
areas in
and he'd say,
Jamaica.
"Okay, let's have
You know,
French
you go where the
toast."
Indians are, the rich people are.
Because of course that
Because
has
it has an
eggs.
egg. So when I would go and visit
You
my
already passed it,
family,
Carla. Now they're just
obviously
cooking.
no meat. Even the dog
No,
would eat
right.
rice,
Rice
and
and
yogurt.
yogurt. Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
the dog would eat rice and
Oh,
yogurt.
yeah.
And rice, the dog would like the rice.
Yeah,
and
no.
yogurt. Very good Hindu vegetarians. But then I'd get older, cool cousins who would take me out on their motorcycles, and we would all split like a lamb burger.
Right. It
Because
was
fast
like
food, but
right.
like no beef or anything,
Right.
obviously. But we would have lamb burger, and then we couldn't tell any of our grandparents about it. That's a fine shop.
Right.
Okay, Senator Harris, I say this with respect. You're
Okay.
kind of a show off. It's like, meanwhile, it's taken me 20 minutes to do this much of ginger. Okay, what can she do? You got my vote. So your mom worked and my mom worked, but my mom also.
Your mother was a doctor.
Well, it's just interesting thing about Indian women of a certain generation is you had to do both.
Yeah.
Right? Like
Oh,
my
yeah.
mom would wake up at 5 a.m. before she went to the hospital to see patients, and she would cook food for the whole week.
Oh yeah, mommy did that too.
And so some food that was cooked, dinner food was cooked at 6 a.m.
Yeah.
And then she would leave. And then so all of our food
Yeah.
was cooked. And we, of course, didn't understand. We're like, we want McDonald's. But there is this a 4-course Indian meal for us, even if she wasn't there to eat it with us. And it was that kind of a thing that was completely normal when you're the children of professional immigrants.
Listen, this is how it was because we would often come home from school before our mother would come home from work.
Mhm.
And then there was always fresh baked cookies.
No.
Or always.
Oh my gosh.
So all of that stuff, like everything was from scratch. And this is why maybe I've become hopefully not a snob about food.
Someone
but
who can cut up onions like that. Like we're on a
But I take
cooking
it
show.
very seriously.
Yeah. Listen, this is controversial. I put peas and cashews in mine. Yay
I
or nay?
noticed that. That was I mean, it's
Okay,
fine.
all
You could do
right.
it.
Your silence was very damning.
Yeah.
I knew what you
No,
wanted
but you
to
know
do.
what? I want to try it. Go
But
on,
we'll do.
Go for it.
No, because I don't want to suffer the consequences of our future president not liking my Indian food. So why don't I just
No,
we'll
I
just
think
play it
it's
safe?
Okay, put a couple in. Just put a couple. Can I just tell you something?
Yeah.
I've never made dosas.
Okay, but you're really good about critiquing them. Great. This is going to be great for me. All right, so let's get to the cooking part of it. I always use too much oil. I'm often surprised when I make things from scratch.
Right.
This is why I needed a U.S. senator to witness me do it.
You are doing such a good job. How old were your parents when they came over?
My parents were, I think, almost maybe late 20s, like 28,
Oh,
29,
really?
30.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, my mother came when she was 19
Wow.
by herself.
No way. Wow.
My grandfather was very progressive and she wanted to study science.
My mother's father was the same way.
And this is the thing that's really interesting because people have these stereotypes and actually misconceptions about who Indians are. I mean, at least I can speak of my own experience, and you have a similar experience. Sounds like
She calls
where
right now,
my
who
grandfather
Indians
was
are.
very progressive.
She
Like his
identifies
daughter
as
wanted to
Indian,
go and do that, and he was like, "Go ahead."
I think this is done.
I think so too.
And I think that we can move on to dosa.
Okay.
Here's my pre-made dosa mix that thousands of Indian women around the world are gasping that I'm using.
They must have mentioned being Indian. She says something about she's people have to speak about what Indian people. She identifies as an Indian woman. It doesn't matter. There are people in black colleges all the time. You go to Norfolk State, there's white boys in there that pledge the Qs and stuff like that. Anybody
In the 1980s, in the 80s?
I'm saying, so yeah, the 80s, bro. What are you talking about? That's the time where I went to college, in the 80s. Yeah, there's white people that join black fraternities. There's black people that join white fraternities. It happens. If they basically
Okay, so this is a common thing then. White people in the 80s going to black colleges pledging to black
black
fraternities.
people, why? Because they saved money. Black people had to do that to get certain funds. They had to have diversity. Diversity hurts black people because they took slots that black should have went to black people, and they had to fill it up with minorities and white people in black college. HBCU has always got like 10% of the student body that's non-black. That's what she fell into. Yeah, Howard University had a lot of freaking white people there. Wasn't like, oh, it is a black only university. It says historically black university. That means there's white people there.
I mean, I don't know, Kyle. I hear you. I've been to a lot of things. I've been to probate shows. I watch them. Me and my daughter used to just for fun. Sometimes we watch probate shows. We watch the step shows. We watch all these things.
I bet
haven't really seen any white
shows,
people.
whatever like that.
I don't see them. I mean, I guess you're saying they're out there.
Why? Because the white people aren't in the step shows. When they go to school, when they're taking up physics, they're taking up STEM.
Bro, if you pledge Greek, you're in the step show.
You know,
if you pledge, you have to do your probate show.
Walking around with candy canes, acting like all kinds of stupid shit. You know, yo, bro, she's been an Indian her whole freaking life. She just said it just now. Be concerned about Indian women. She identifies as an Indian woman. You know.
Okay, so in 2006, she said she was an
that's
African
fine.
American.
She identifies as an Indian woman. That's fine. What I don't like is
she also identifies as an African American.
Black people. She identifies as an Indian. She don't give a damn about black people. The bottom line is black people try to claim her because we have self-hate. That's all it is. That's all it is. It's in a nutshell. We have self-hate. Black people have self-hate. They always look at.
Listen, two things can be true at the same
I want to
time.
identify with her. You know, so they want to escape from their blackness so bad and whatnot. You know, by having her, which we call have her identity. Oh yeah, she's black. Whatnot. You would love for white people to have that as a image of black woman. She's not a typical black woman. You know, that's the truth.
Listen, if I went to a bar, cookout and seen her there, I wouldn't think nothing. I wouldn't.
I would. I'd say,
I'd be like, nah, the lady over there.
I listen to her talk, whatnot. I'll say, like, who's this freaking white woman? You know,
the other Mufasa in 2006, when she claimed to be an African American, it was for political purposes.
Okay, this is for political purposes.
Nothing more than political purposes. Besides that, she never claimed to be an African American.
But this is political.
Going all the way back into her history.
She's like the number one. This lady Mindy is like the number one representative for South Asians. So the same thing we could say it here.
Mufasa, you can look around the world at old news outlets, old newspapers, old everything, and they all claimed her as a full Indian with Jamaican heritage. She was never African American anywhere, except when it's time to run for office.
She won't run.
You don't become African American only when you come for office. You are African American before that. You grew up African American. Even when she grew up in Oakland, she didn't even live amongst African Americans. When she went to school in Berkeley, she wasn't around African Americans. She went to school with white people.
Right. I mean, she was rich, or she was like upper class. Wasn't her father upper class? Her father.
Let her upper class. Take her upper class there and let them move on. Leave our people alone. You know.
No, what I'm saying is, she said
we had upper class black people that lived around black people, bro.
Yeah,
some of them did, but many don't. Though many live in upper class.
Yeah, but they don't have
they're still black.
To come back to our community and act like they could tell us what to do. You know, that's the problem.
Mufasa, during the time period that she grew up, it was segregated. So for her to not live in a black community during the segregated time period, that means that she wasn't black, and that was acknowledged.
She didn't grow up. She grew up with her Indian mother. Her father, she wasn't with her father. So whatever her Indian, she lived like, she was raised by her mother.
They didn't mix communities back then, bro.
They didn't.
The black people lived with black people. The Hispanics lived with Hispanic people.
She's from California.
They have Filipino community. I'm from California. I'm from California. It ain't no damn difference.
It's a little more integrated. It's a little more acceptable.
It's not.
It's not rigid
like this day. It's
Illinois
not that damn integrated.
It's not rigid like Illinois or Wisconsin and stuff like that.
Brother, I grew up in the city of Berkeley. South Berkeley was black. North Berkeley was white. West Berkeley was Hispanic.
Mm-hmm.
And it's still that damn way.
Okay,
even with gentrification, there wasn't much Indians, bro. They didn't have no whole Indian community. So that means she lived amongst the white people.
But
right?
But this is what I'm saying. I don't know. She might have. I'm saying I know a lot of white. I know somebody who lived. Didn't live with black
Indians
people.
that live in South Jamaica, Queens. Indian families that grew up around black people girls doing double dutch or braiding their hair. Kamala's not one of those type of Indians that grew up around black people. Trust me.
I don't care about that.
I grew up- I
What I'm
grew up
saying
with,
is, at the end of the day,
Indians, basically,
did her father have African heritage?
no.
What I love at the end of the day is that Black Americans, even though we can be really retarded sometimes, we ain't stupid. So when she ran for president the first time, we rejected her ass. Even when she ran for Senate in California, she didn't really get the black vote. We rejected her ass. We'll reject her ass again.
No, I mean, I'm not really tripping. My thing is, if I just was looking to see, because like Judge Joe Brown, you, Kala, you guys are speaking with so much authority on it, but nobody can show any
Somebody
proof.
has to speak with authority because I'm sick and
But
tired.
you don't know. You're loud.
We don't need to show any proof.
Check this out. Bottom line is, I'm not a fool. I've been on earth for 55 years. I'm not a fool. You know, you can't just come out of nowhere and say, "Oh, she's a black woman." No, it don't work like that. You got to pay your dues. You got. This is a privilege being black African American.
There's a New York Times article of her saying that her father left her and her Indian mother
Well, that's
was
no
left
problem,
with
you
two
know.
black.
Brother, a New York Times
Can I
article.
make the point? That she said that her mother had two black girls. This came out of her mouth. This is what she said. Let me see
Bro,
what year. Let me see what year.
a New York Times article is in the name.
No,
You
but
gotta know it's in the name. You ain't
her.
This is like
She
saying
said it.
CNN says, MSNBC says,
But this
LA
is a
Times
quote.
says.
Times, man. That's
It's in the fucking name.
New York Times, the most biased.
She
They're
brought
going
her
to look
daughters
out for
up.
her as much as they possibly can. They
She didn't
deleted
know, but what I'm
old
saying, this is
articles
her
of her.
quote, though. This is what she said.
Oh.
I'm not
Yeah,
dealing with
bottom
who
line
wrote
is,
it.
that's all for political reasons, bro. Has
Okay,
nothing
but
to
she's
do
a
with the fact that-
politician.
Yeah.
Everything she do is
I want
political.
to hear the quote. Say the quote, bro.
It says here, let me, I think I put it in the chat. It says she had two black babies and she raised them to be two black women. Harris says of her mother's choice of
bullshit.
community.
I mean, somebody wrote that article. And she's like, she didn't say that. Somebody basically wrote that for her. And
Yeah, she brought up
you know?
this is what she said. She brought up her daughters in the late 60s, early 70s in a black
And
neighborhood
so
in
did she
Berkeley.
write that, or did somebody write that for her?
She sharing a house. No, this isn't a quote. Sharing a house with a friend who ran a small preschool. This is the quote. Quote, she had two black babies and she
So
raised
who had
them
two
to
black
be
ladies?
black women.
The lady that she ran the preschool.
Harris
Harris's
says
mother.
Harris says
Can you name
of her
that?
mother.
Can you name the school? Can you name the school, bro?
No, let me see. It says the girls sang in a Baptist choir every 2 years. Shamila took them to India. Let me see if I can find the name of the church.
Funny how they go to India. They're black, but they're going to India. Okay.
Shamila turned. Now they don't say the thing. I have to. Here, I'll send it to you. Do you got a New York Times subscription? Here, let me post
No, I don't have one. I ain't paying that shit for that rag ass newspaper. Hey, they be having good headlines. I would go click on it. You gotta subscribe. Send in $75. Get the fuck out of here. You know. I just imagine what it was about to say. Some garbage and whatnot. You know, I'll pick the New York Times up next time I go to the mall. And I go to the
2016 article.
The only reason why I'm asking you where the school was located because during that time period, Berkeley was very segregated. We couldn't even go past a certain block without being arrested. So she was able to go to school in that area. She ain't black.
Well, I mean, but she don't look white enough.
If she even lived in that area, she ain't black because they arrested any black people from even going across certain streets.
According to that, she was in the black community. That's what they're saying.
There was no black community in that location, bro.
They said in Berkeley. It says the black community in Berkeley.
Yeah,
in the
there's
60s.
South Berkeley, there's West Berkeley, there's North Berkeley. South Berkeley is where the black people live, bro.
In late 60s, early 70s.
They
black neighborhood in Berkeley.
My mother was one of the people that literally got forced integration in the school. Got a picture of her. She looked scared as hell standing next to that white bitch. We did not live near them. We did not go to those areas. We weren't allowed to. So if she went to those areas, she lived in those areas. It's evident, bro. She was never black.
No. But I'm saying, no. She was born and she was in a black neighborhood. They're saying late 60s, early 70s.
That was not a
80s,
black neighborhood, bro.
In the late 60s, early 70s. Are you sure? Because you were born in the 80s, I thought.
Bro.
I'm asking, bro. I'm not from Berkeley.
Berkeley was not different in the 60s, nor the 70s, nor the 80s. Black people still couldn't go to certain areas, even after all of the shenanigans.
All right, brothers. I got to pack it in. I got to get up in the morning when I got to have some business. But thanks a lot. This has been a good show. What do you guys think about the topic? Has Black America's moral credit run out? But there's people, politicians, who are still using our moral credit to get by the political system. Kamala is a perfect example of this.
We never got to use our moral credit. Our moral credit.
Well, everybody uses it for us. How can we? Yeah. Barack Obama got elected twice over our moral credit.
So I disagree with the title.
Yeah, Martin Luther King, but he got assassinated. Before he could use it. The only people that benefit was Barack Obama.
And
we never individually benefit from that. That's why I say everyone's basically using our moral credit. Like Al Sharpton. Why is anybody taking this guy seriously? Because he gets up there and says speeches, the civil rights movement, racism, white supremacy, blah, 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 blah. And the bottom line is our moral credit has run out. We let people suck our moral credit dry, and we left with nothing.
I just don't agree that we let them do it. I mean, it was kind of.
But they're going to do it anyway. How can we stop them? How can we stop them? We can't even decide who's one of us and who speaks for us. We can't even do that. If we can't do that, then we have nothing. Anybody can go up there. A Ku Klux Klan man could say, put a tan on. I had this one thing. I was thinking about a movie, a comic skit I was going to do in Louisiana, right? Because I heard this one guy. Remember that one guy, that racist congressman, Representative Bob Barr? You guys remember? Anybody remember him? Back in the 90s, Bob Barr?
No.
But anyway, he looks like, when you look at him, he was like a light-skinned black man, right? And I was like, he was up on one C-SPAN show with a black congressman, right? It was a light-skinned black congressman. I said, these guys could pass for twins, And I said to myself, God damn. That's what I thought about doing a comedy skit where this white guy wanted to run for office, right? So he would go to the tanning booth, right? Tan himself up and said he's black. He wanted to go to the black community. When black people bought it, put an afro on his head and he bought it. Black people bought it. That's what all it takes to be black. You just go out there and put a dashiki on and put some tan in your skin and say you're black. And you say it long enough, like that Rachel Dolezal, This lady is no different than Rachel Dolezal, You say you're black, you want to be black, and black people will just take you in because we have no standards in our community. We have no agency.
I mean, the lady was a fraud, but I agree with everything you said before that.
But what I'm saying, unfortunately, with Kamala, she could be a nice woman. I don't like her policy, but the bottom line is black people right now are freaking boiling with anger. After 8 years of Obama and then this Biden thing and everything like that, black people are boiling with freaking anger. Not just at Kamala, but people telling us how dare we even quote or question why we should go out there and just give our vote for this lady. That's what black people are mad about. And then black people are boiling and it's simmering to the surface. And the bottom line is, you think black people are going to run out to vote for Kamala's election day, you're sadly mistaken. Because black people are waking right now.
I know die-hard, long-life Democrats that are voting for Trump.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
She ain't winning.
Angry right now. They're freaking angry. You got black Democrats, don't never voted Republican in their life, never voted. Say, man, I feel like they're making a fool out of me, One thing black people are, Elijah Muhammad called us the deaf, dumb, and blind. But one thing he found out we never were. We were never fools. Black America may be many things, but they're not fools. You can't just come around and make fools out of us.
I don't see how we're not fools.
We're not fools, man. You're going to see in this election when nobody shows up. That's going to be the telltale. We're not fools and whatnot. We know this lady doesn't represent us. If the only thing you're going to tell us that she's black, because black people are losing that love and that respect for and reverence for light-skinned people, that's dying in black America. It was dying under Obama, but that idea of, oh man, the magical Negro is near white and everything. That's what we used to put on a pedestal. They can be dumb as shit as long as they look like the white man. Look at all our leaders in the 20th century and whatnot. They all look like they were almost white. Thurgood Marshall, Adam Clayton Powell, all these Du Bois, all those people like that. That shit's dying right now. So you can't just come up there and say you're black or not, and black people accept you anymore, Black people start to look into themselves, look into their history, and identify with people who identify really with us. That's the only way we get someplace, because these people are not going to be down for us when it comes down to it. You can't build institutions and build businesses and everything like that if you're dealing with people who don't have your same common interests and on the same page. If you build something with Kamala, how you know she's not going to sabotage it for the Indian community? She has dual loyalties. We don't need that anymore. You know, we need people that's going to be on a page and on code with us only. You know, we don't need these people anymore.
I mean, but black people be doing that. They're all pawns of the Democratic Party. The Democratic Party.
I know the
trap
black
people out
leadership
and
in
they
the
sell us out.
entertainment class is majority of black people don't give a damn about Democrats or Republicans. That's the truth. But anyway, brothers, I'll talk to y'all. Tomorrow's Wednesday night. I do my regular show on Wednesday. DeVille Radio. Go ahead, brother.
No, I just said thank you, brother. I appreciate it.
No problem. You know, I'll leave it up if you guys want to continue talking.
Okay.
You know, I'll leave it. I'll end the screen, but I'll leave.
No, it's all good, man. I'm gonna finish editing this thing.
Yeah,
Man.
keep
You have a good night.
I don't know what it is.
Yeah. But anyway, brothers, I'll see you guys on Thursday.
All right. Zonga's scared. He don't want to come up.
Yeah, don't know none of this, man. He ain't want to smoke tonight. You know, I'm gonna get him back in the chat room talking shit. You know.
And Chantel, she hurt my feelings. She won't come up.
Yeah, and she was going in on us, man, calling us all kinds of names and whatnot, man. Damn, girl. We were just trying to show her love last night, man. I was gonna make a love connection for her, man. I'm really looking for a dude. I saw this dude in the library today, man. And I thought about Chantel, man. I'm saying, yo, man, I got a chick that we go on my show. He could hook up with, man. You know, he was up there doing something, reading the book.
And she was talking bad about us in the chat room, huh?
Yeah, man. She was, all night she was going in on me, man. You and me, when not, you know. She was going in on us, man. Where's my moderators at, man? You know, they're vacationing. You know.
Hey, Chantel, why are you gonna do us like that? Where's the love?
Oh man, hilarious! Always a fun time, man. Always fun,
brother. I'll be with you guys tomorrow night.
Yeah, what you call? I'll be here Thursday night.
Oh, Thursday night? Okay, no problem.
Thursday. Yeah, tomorrow I'm doing my regular DeVille Radio show at 11 o'clock. DeVille Radio, www.devilleradio.com. You know, download the app if you got Android. We don't have the app on iPhone yet. You know.
Yeah, I got
good music. You want to see some real hip hop? My brother's Show Butter Experience. They do a show 4 o'clock to 6 on Saturdays. They be tearing the ones and twos up, man. You know.
And you was on Dynasty's show earlier.
I was on Dynasty's show today, yeah, man. I think that dude, whatever his name is, Jamaican dude, will call in. Man, they were threatening me. I said, "What you gonna do? Beat me up one night? You know I'm at Collie." I say, "Well, you know when you threaten somebody, you lost the argument." You know.
You talking about Delroy?
Delroy, yeah. He wants to beat me up when I call him. I'm gonna fuck you up, man. God damn, man. You know, that's hilarious, man. I said, you don't know this country very well. Yeah, I can't see America putting troops on board and shooting people. Oh, yeah, if it comes down to it, if white people had enough of this illegal, it'll happen. Trust me. The problem is white people don't think this stuff is a threat to them. They know it's only a threat to black people. That's why they don't care. Yeah. The illegal aliens, stuff like that, they don't care about that, you know?
I listen to some of these young brothers, and, man, I get worried, man, because of the way they talk. They really have, accepted the Kool-Aid, man, and think that Tariq Nasheed is a great dude, man.
Yeah, I know. Tariq's not college. Genesis is cool. Tariq is not cool, folks. He's not cool. Yeah, but the thing is, that's what we have out here. We don't have if we really had leadership, we knew who we were. You think somebody like Tariq, his grifting ass will be popular? No. We don't know who we are. We don't have leaders telling us, this is who we are. This is our people. This is who we are. And you know who you are. Other people, you can't just come out of nowhere and say you're a Nigerian. You can't just come out of nowhere and say you're a Cameroonian. You can't do it. Only people that do come out and just claim without absolutely any proof or anything is a so-called African American.
Unless you're white and you come out and say one of these people.
Oh, white people! All that white people do is have to take have a tan and whatnot, and like Rachel Dolezal and black people, the African American will accept you. There's no standard. We have no self-respect, no standard. There are people like, I accept her as a sister. Oh, that Rachel Dolezal was like, oh Lord, Negroes will tomorrow. I'll accept her as a sister, man. What?
And there's another white guy who's doing that too.
Oh yeah, that's Sean. What's his name? Sean
something.
Sean something. What's his name?
Something like that.
Yeah, Sean something. Yeah, I forgot. He's all into the black movement and everything like that. He cosplayed us. I said, dude, this dude ain't black. If you let his hair grow out, that's a white boy. You know? Yeah, but he tried to make it like a Caesar and his hair look black. Sean something. What's that? Somebody help me out with that name.
Sean King.
His name Sean King?
Yeah, I think it's Sean King.
Okay, might be, you know. But I'm like, damn, man. So we got these people cosplaying us and getting rich, you know.
Oh yeah.
Like DJ Vlad and whatnot, you know. The guy's getting rich.
I don't know what's going on with everybody that has to go to DJ Vlad and just.
I have no idea. You mean to tell me you can't open up a studio and do interviews like he does with a camera and whatnot and a YouTube channel? I mean, what the hell's the matter with us, man? You know?
Yeah.
You know, it's just embarrassing at this point, man. It's really embarrassing.
We just get up there and spill our guts and tell him everything.
Tell him all our business, you know? All our business. You know? Next thing you know, they're getting arrested. They're getting, how do you know you was on fucking DJ Blast, stupid nigga? You know what I'm saying? You just told everything. You know? But yeah, it is what it is, bro. It is what it is. That's why I gotta keep fighting this all.
I'm glad you came up and told him, man, because our people, you know, if other people from around the world listen to the rest of these fools out here, they would assume that we're all like that.
We're all like that. We're a bunch of fools when that can be easily taken. And when that's what people think. People think we're fun, but right now our moral credit is run out in Black America. People think we're a joke. You know, this is true.
It's sad, but you know, like I tell my kids, I don't care, man. If somebody comes from another country and they want to work hard and get what they need to get, what do I care?
What I care, I don't care about that. You're not taking no money out of my pocket. What I do for a living and whatnot, ain't nobody gonna stop this. I'm just too good. It took me 16 years to get to this point, you know. But you know, like I told you, I'm honest with people. I said, "Were you secure?" Yeah, it took me. I was struggling for years. Right now, I'm at the point where I'm making the type of money, and I got solid connections to really blow this thing up. You know, where I could be at that level, you know, executive level and stuff like that. Where I'm flying every day, different states and whatnot, frequent 5 miles, and playing golf in this country club right here. That's the life I want. You know, it took me 16 years to get to that point. You know. I want to be able to pop it on dollar bill and say, "Yo, let me meet you for lunch. Let me take you to lunch in New York. I'll be in New York for a week." You know,
that's what it's all about, man.
I want that life. I want more people to want that life. You know, so I want to be able to get a piece of the action. You know,
keep pushing the action. And these young people, man, they need to stop following idiots and fools, man.
Yeah, enough of it. You know, enough of it. And like I said, the Kamala situation just shows what I thought we were done with. I say black people want to make fools out of themselves. That lady's not black. She don't identify as black. She's not gonna do nothing for you. Never will. You know. So why are you giving her the most precious? Only thing you got is a vote.
One thing I can say about her, she came out and said absolutely not. And so when she was honest, and she said,
she was honest about it. You know. But she gave billions of dollars to the Indian community. You know. She made sure they were taken care of in California with contracts and everything like that, you know.
You're doing nothing for black people, and I'm not gonna vote for you.
And so bottom line, and she's using the moral credit of Black America, right? Because you know there's gonna be a set of white people. Right? I know for a fact there's white people gonna vote for her because it's gonna wash their sins of slavery and racism away.
But so you know, what saying about her was absolutely correct because that's how she came up. She came up under black men, under powerful black men.
Willie Brown playing a role. She knows black and privilege, right? Willie Brown, Montel Williams, everything. She's playing that game. And the reason why, and I have nothing against light-skinned women, right? But I really, as a black nationalist, right, I cannot sit here and co-sign that shit, you know? Because I know our little young black sisters, right?
African American women. She did it, and she did it from the beginning. She knew what she wanted to do when she went to college. She cut her hair like the girls in the 80s. And
right, yeah, she had that like salt and pepper type look.
There you go.
And she got with the best of black men, you know. Like I said, those women got the crowd. When I remember my boys would go to college like that, yo, I'm gonna get me a blue ticket, a red bone, whatnot, you know. That's all Howard was like red bones. And everybody, all my friends, like, yo, football player. He said he knew. I had one of my friends, a football player. He knew what was waiting for him was that red bone, right? And he's gonna marry when he graduates from college. But that's all it was about, you know. Going to college and getting that red bone with the green eyes, you know. I know Black America. I've been around, you know. I know how we think.
Exactly. You're absolutely right. Nobody wants to tell the truth.
Nobody wants to tell the truth. I will.
If Obama, even Obama, right, was married to a white woman,
he would not get elected.
Black women endorse him?
No. The reason why black women endorse him because he was a black woman. Black men went around too because it make black women happy. We say, okay, you know, he has a black family and everything like that. And he always said things that basically, you know, racial. He basically invoked Martin Luther King and civil rights and stuff like that. So he used the black people's moral credit, you know, and white people like, okay, it's time to have a black president, you know, and stuff like that, you know. And he wasn't even African American slave descendant, you know. That's what Tavis Smiley was saying.
But he used his wife's credibility,
right? Because that wouldn't have sold if he didn't have Michelle. Trust
right?
me. Everybody basically, you know, when he was running and against Hillary, right? Who did they send to the black community? They sent Michelle.
There you go.
Remember that? We ain't stupid, man. We're not stupid, man. You know?
Yeah, I'm stupid. If Michelle was running right now, I'd vote for her in a heartbeat.
No, I'm saying when Barack Obama was running, Michelle was a special ambassador to the black community. Remember, I'm black. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, no.
I like Michelle.
Michelle, a lot of people, she had a broader appeal back then, but it was Michelle that sold Barack to Black America.
There
you know?
But you
that and him copying Dr. Luther King and trying to speak like him.
It
making them speeches
matter.
and
If he
shit.
would have had a white wife and whatnot, you know, that wouldn't have mattered. But that wouldn't, black people wouldn't have bought it, you know. He had a black woman. He knew that, especially in Chicago, he comes from. He wanted to be part. His political base was a black community in Chicago. He had to marry a black woman, you know. Had to.
There you go.
You know, so I know the game, man. I know this. Man. I've been around the block a few times.
And he went. So he did all of those things to appeal to the black community
as a base.
What I hear from black women is, well, you know, I don't care if she's not black, she's a woman. As if that's going to trickle down for them. As if white women care anything about them.
White women have shown over the years that their feminist movement does not include black women. They've shown that over the years, you know. They've shown that over the years. There's feminist movement was created to divide black males and black females, you know, because white women, look at Jane Fonda. She talked all that feminist stuff, right? But she married Ted Turner, a billionaire.
There you go.
You know, you got black women out there got wasted their life with no husband, no nothing, and whatnot. You know, talking about feminism, women power, and all stuff like that. Jane Fonda went and got that white husband, lived a white life. Right? We got to stop being fools. You know,
it's an illusion that they are given to the black woman to make them feel that if you got a career and you're making money. See, look at Zongo said, well, at least they got good jobs. At least they got a good career.
Zongo's a slave, man. You know, what can I say? Zongo's a slave.
But that's not enough, Zongo. That's not enough for you.
Not enough. By no percent. That's not enough in this day and time.
What about your people? It's like I told Mike.
What about the cause?
You don't care about your people. So what's going to happen to your children and your children's children when you no longer have that accent that you hold on so dear for 30 years if you've been in America? You holding on.
Once their kids become regular black people in America, that's when the fun starts, you know, and they really understand what America is all about. Anyway, brothers, I got to really go this time, man.
Okay.
I got smoke. We finished smoking a cigar, and I got to go to bed.
Yeah. Then I'll ride with you later, man.
All right, no problem. Look at Zongo, man. Look, there's one more comment.
What do you say?
Let me post it. Go, shut up, Colin. Shut up, Colin. You know nothing. Even intellectuals like Shelby Steele thought Obama wouldn't win. Shelby Steele's a conservative coon, man. You know. When the election, nobody knew him. Chicago Black Queen. Yeah, we did know him. He was also Bobby Rush, but he had a presence there. You know. Yo, Zongo, man. Zongo's a scream, man.
Zongo.
Zongo, man. I'll deal with you on Thursday night, brother.
Yes.
You know?
Peace.
Peace, brothers. Yeah, I'll take y'all in.